everything that you get from this whole thing. But it might be very important to things, right? And even if it's not that important, it might be for the guy next to you. So just take your ass out there and have a phone conversation with your cousin, and do not speak out of turn, right? It's no big deal. I'm gonna handle everything for a while, and then at the end, we'll talk, and we can be boys, and I'm only cooler than you guys for the next 2.5 hours, and then I'm back to equal. All right, so thanks for coming. Thanks for coming, I appreciate it. Paul said he had a group of guys from Oregon. I think it's amazing. I had some business out here. Paul's trying to become the next world champion of the, of the middleweights, heavyweights. He's done called me out already. So guys like him are great, right? Because what you need is energy, right? Because arm wrestling is like golf. There's a lot of bad days, right? Because you meet new people and you're like, fuck, that guy's fucking amazing. I thought I was getting good, right? There's all kinds of setbacks, right? So you just keep grinding, and then all of a sudden, that fucking bracket gets laid out. You're like, oh, that's not that bad. And then the two guys you couldn't beat got a war in the first round. And then all of a sudden, it's just like you just shot par at a course that you usually fucking hit a 90 at, right? You just shot a 76 and you're happy as shit. So that's what we're all looking for, are those weekends where the shit works out, right? So I'm going to tell you that I am not the strongest guy in the world, although it definitely appears that way sometimes, all right? I can tell you that I am locked in on this shit right here. Arm wrestling competitively, when the lights are on, the cameras are on, do you have an outstanding plan, right, that you can focus on and attack without being worried about all this other shit, right? Failure, disappointment, embarrassment, right? Those are the worst things about arm wrestling, right? For some reason, arm wrestling is like fighting and like your ex-girlfriend, like, or your current girlfriend. Like, if you feel threatened in that way, it's like the fucking worst thing in the world. And for some reason, arm wrestling is that way with men. If they lose an arm wrestling, it's fucking so serious that it stops their participation for the most part, right? So you'll see a guy strong as shit, you bring him to practice, he takes 2 losses, and the next day he says, you know what, man, that shit just ain't for me. And immediately he goes back to the sport that he told you he wasn't never gonna do again. Right? The guy tells you he was a former bodybuilder, jiu-jitsu guy, no matter what sport it is. You take him to arm wrestling practice, he gets humbled. The next day he says, you know what? I'm getting back into it. Only because he knows he better stick to what the fuck he's good at. He don't want to battle this thing because it's a tough, long battle, right? All right, so here it is. We are gonna skip all the stuff that most arm wrestlers are trying to get you to consume your life about. And what I mean is having a toolbox with every piece of equipment and combination to every lock in the world, right? Some guys do work like that. Their truck has everything they could possibly need, right? That guy's John Brazant. He's got all these tools, and what I mean is he's got a big fat hand, he's got great timing, he's got amazing endurance, he's intelligent, and all those things are there to pull inside, outside, whatever, okay? He's got all that shit. For the rest of us, we're driving around in a beat up van, right? But we gotta go into the same job site. So what are you gonna do, right? You gotta be sharp, right? So I'm gonna show you how I get completely game ready, all right? It starts off, if I think the other guy is not as good as me, I am a versatile arm wrestler. Meaning, I can beat any of you guys any which way I feel like it, right? I can hook you, I can push you down probably. I'm not really that good at that, but I can probably do it. I know I could probably top roll you, put you in the straps, do some stuff. Guys that are stronger than other guys look like they're the really good arm wrestlers. But what you need to find out is, what does the guy do when the other guy's as good or better than him? Does he just fold up and do the same bullshit, right? Or does he come up with some plan of attack? Because you know, it's like a puncher's chance. In arm wrestling, because of the set grip, because of the straps, because of the false start capabilities, you got a puncher's chance, right? You definitely have a puncher's chance. So what I'm telling you is, let's focus on that punch, and let's make it that sucker punch. Because here's the thing, there's a guy outside that done disrespected you, and he's waiting outside the fight. If you think you can whip him, it's a pretty easy situation. Woo! Waiting for this. Shirt comes off, I come outside, hey babe, watch this. Right, I'm gonna whip this dude's ass. But here's the problem. What if the guy out there is a serious dude that you ain't sure if you can whip. As a matter of fact, you are pretty sure you can whip him, but you just didn't tell your girl that. You tried to act like it was going to be 50-50 maybe. But really, you're in trouble. So what do you do then? Well, two things. You either call the cops, stay inside, fold like a fucking coward, or you grab a bat, you sneak up underneath this fucking thing here, you get up and whap! Right upside his fucking head. All right? Yeah. I'm telling you that that's what I'm doing every time if I think the other guy's better than me. Right? So this is the plan. It starts off with me thinking about what is actually happening, or what can I make actually happen, right? And I've learned that I am most dangerous when I'm in a set grip, when I'm in the straps, and I haven't felt much from the person yet. So every time you touch that guy and you start hooking and playing with his hand, shit's going on in his brain like yours. About all shit, the guy's got good finger pressure, dude's got a big hand, small hand, what the fuck is he doing? Looks like he's gonna try to press me. All these things are gonna pop in your head, right? So I'm trying to tell you that if you can control a couple things, it will help you focus on what the fuck you need to do. All right, so currently in the World Arm Wrestling League or the UAL or the National Arm Wrestling League, as soon as you get to the table, your hand is open and the referee is gonna tell you right away. Grab a hold of your hands, close your thumb, put your hand in there. He's gonna say, close your hands. The next command is go. Has anyone been in a tournament that's what happens? Perfect. Has anyone been in a tournament that is a ref script where the referee folds your thumbs, then he closes one guy, and then he tells the other guy, he says a high or low, and then he closes the second guy and he says, ready, go. Anybody been in that tournament? Okay, so you have to be ready for both of them, right? Do you understand the difference when you go into those tournaments? I mean, this is a thing like this. Like, Paul calls me, if I live down the street, and says, hey, I'm pulling tomorrow in Sacramento, you want to ride with me? I got some questions. What the fuck, whose tournament is it? Like, what are the rules? Is it an NAL tournament, AAA tournament, WF tournament? Boom, I want to know that because I'm interested in knowing. I'd rather pull in a WL tournament, because the rules are a little more to my liking. It's not that I'm not crazy skilled and that I can't do it the other way, but I'm probably going to question a little bit who the referee is, do they know what they're doing? Because here's the thing about the referee. All I need, the referee doesn't have to be good or bad, he just has to have a procedure. So what is the ref's procedure? Well, I got to watch it, right? But if he goes by the book, then I know exactly what he's going to do. If he doesn't go by the book, I got to watch it, right? I got to make sure that I'm not the first match of the day, so that I can see what the fuck he's gonna do. Or I need to walk up to him and ask him, hey my man, explain to me exactly what you're gonna do if it's 1 minute happens and we have to go to the set grip and we can't negotiate our own grip. And he'll tell you it's either gonna be, he's gonna close your thumbs, close your hands, say ready to go, or he's gonna tell you to close your thumbs, he's gonna tell you to close your hands, and he's just gonna say go. So I urge you to care about those details. If you don't care about those details, it's like trying to play basketball, but not knowing if the rim's going to be 8 foot or 10 foot. You should pretty much know, right? If the game's going to be consistent, we need everything to be consistent. So it can behoove yourself if you're into that procedure. What the fuck is the referee's cadence? What rules are there? And can I understand the last thing that he's going to do or say before he says go? Because that's important information. I would say that it's the most important information for me, because once I find that out, then I know exactly I need to start building these blocks ready for that exact moment, right? And make sure that I'm ready to explode at the exact moment when he's gonna say go. Not knowing, right? Because when you just get a grip, sometimes the guy's just shuffling around and he says go, right? Or ready to go too quick and you didn't really get to set it. So for me, I'm putting you in a set grip, and I'm always pulling in the straps. Now, what do I mean by always pulling in the straps? I'm telling you, listen, I'm not arm wrestling without the straps. Not right today, not tomorrow, never. If anybody touches me, I pull this thing out. Right away, too, because I just let them get a grip on me. As soon as they get a grip on me, I take a step back, and I pull the strap out like that. Ah! And I act like I'm in control of the strap. Right? God, he's not in control of the strap. I'm in control of the strap. And why is that? If I know how to put the strap on with one hand, there's two things are going to happen. First thing is I'm coordinated, which is needed. The second thing is the strap's going on the way I want it to. All right? What's important about that? Wouldn't it be, haven't you guys ever been in a tournament where the strap's not for you? And you're like, what the fuck has just happened? I have no chance here. Every time I even squeeze my, all right, listen, because he's got his hand, more of his hand in the strap than you do. I'm gonna show you all that stuff today. But listen, there is no secret to the strap. The secret is that you are using these things all the time, every day. I mean, I would have this as my belt. You see Devin does it all the time, right? And he's always putting it on himself, right? So today, we are gonna work on your ability to put these straps on yourself, okay? So, I'm trying to get to the set grip, I'm getting in the straps all the time. So my complete training strategy is developed around the straps and the set grip, okay? So this is what happens. I walk up to the table, and the first thing that I do is think about how my hand is gonna be connected and represented up there. And the easiest way that I can tell you is to get as high as you can. When the referee tells you not to get high, you get higher. When your opponent complains, you get higher, okay? You get 3 fouls or 2 fouls. I recommend the referee will almost always have a problem with your height, all right? So stay up there as high as you can because it is a fact that you will benefit from that height at some point in the match regardless of how you're arm wrestling, okay? So the easiest way for me to stay high is to put my hand just like this. Can anybody do this right here? You see how I got all 4 of my fingers spread and I've got this knuckle now or this thumb dug in there right in the middle of them. And what it's created is this big old space right here, right? And the way I get that is by the first exercise we're gonna do. So I'm gonna walk up to this table and I am gonna take my elbow and put it as far to the right side as I possibly can, and I'm going to be closer to my pin pad as I can. If I go to the middle, I give the guy the ability to be connected to me and to push me over to this side, right? If I try to haul on him, I'm gonna face a lot of adversity with all of his arm. In other words, we're gonna be pulling before go. If I stay as far over here as possible, the only thing the referee's gonna do if he doesn't let me do that is help me and tell the guy to let off and push us more to the middle, which will get me to a place where there is no pressure. Do you understand? Far right hand corner or left hand corner, depending on when you're arm wrestling, as far to your pin pad here will allow you to start with no pressure. Once you get to the middle or try to take position, you will be receiving force and giving it, right? If you're receiving force and giving it, then your timing is not gonna be as explosive if you already are engaged. So we wanna go from no mode instead of load. The easiest way to not load is to start as far off center as you can so that even if he is applying pressure, it would take you so far off center that the referee would intervene and get you back to the middle, okay? I don't care about starting in the middle as long as he doesn't have pressure, but I will sacrifice being closer to my pin pad in order to make sure there is no pressure, or at least the least amount of pressure I can get. All right, I'm walking up with that big hand just like this. Everybody see that? This is how I get that. It's called a plate hold, and it is the very first exercise that we're gonna do today. And it's so easy. You're gonna take this 10-pound plate. If you get your fingers as wide as you can in your thumb here, it would be the easiest way. Now, as this weight gets heavier, you can't do it with your fingers like this. You won't be strong enough. You'll need to widen them out so that you can get that power. And it will slowly develop this shelf in here, and you will have this big gargantuan knot right in your thumb knuckle, all right? So let's go ahead and set up right now. Let's get, what do we have? Brandon's not worried about it. So you two, 1, 2, 3 at this table, you 3 at this table, and then another 2 over here. And we got those 15 pounds. Now listen, if you're not that strong, you come over here to this table and do it with the 10. If you think you're, matter of fact, let's everybody do it with the 10 first, and then you can graduate to the 20. All right, so all you're gonna do is walk up. Let's see the plate hold. Looks good, just do 10 of them there and then go play with that 15. All you're gonna do is from here, stand up tall, take it all the way to the thing. As you come up, turn and let it touch your chin. Back down, just do 5 of them. 1, get your back straight. There you go, stand up tall. 2, a little faster. 3. So you'll never ever care anymore, because once this weight gets heavy, you will be locked in to this exercise. Now get to 15 with both hands. Make sure that you go right first. Nice. And when you come up, turn that thing. Perfect. A little more difficult, right? With the 15? Yes. Right? And listen, don't let that thing bend down. Cup that wrist a little bit and keep it up. Now listen, you might not be able to go all the way. Go on a little bit. Once it starts getting too far, just stop and come back. Dude, studs can do that with a 45-pound metal weight. All right, which, not me, I only do a 25 because I don't think it's an amazing exercise for building strength, but it's an amazing exercise for knowing how your hand is supposed to be positioned. Your thumb is not supposed to be out here. If you want to get your hand inside there, the thumb has to be in there too. There's another 15 one right there too if you want to use either one. Nice. So listen, when you leave here today, if anyone asks you, how should my hand be? You got the answer. You have them do a plate hold, and you will figure out that this is the way that you should start your arm wrestling match. All right? Or at least it's a solid way. It's not that you can't do anything different, but doing it this way and having a strong hand from this exercise is going to help you. Once it starts compromising, stop. Yeah. That's a strong wrist over there, kid. Nice. Let it get a little more flat, quicker. Flatter, there it is. Ah! Yes, sir. We don't have to get really good at it, just make sure everybody feels it. 10-4. Beautiful. So cold. Has anyone ever done these plate holds before today?
Negative.
All right, good. Well, you have done, so that's good. So, I mean, you can feel right away.
Intense.
It's just great movement to do, right? Now listen, be careful. Do not do a 45 tomorrow and then tell me your wrist is hurt. Because of course it's hurt. Okay? Definitely. But this, a 10-pound bumper like this is a great one. This is almost a little heavy at the beginning, but the 10 pounds is perfect. The 10-pound one there doesn't have enough leverage, right? You want to do wide disc like this.
No, but I do a lot of like
I'm lucky because I know it's 10 pounds.
Exactly.
It's just like that.
Perfect.
It's perfect, brother.
That's nice. Trying to get those. That's all you heard. Stay like a little taller, get you out of the front. Yeah.
You want to try this here? No, my wrist is killing me.
Yeah, he arm wrestled yesterday as hard as he could. And I told him to stop, and he kept going now today, and he feels it. Good. All right, guys. Now, the next thing that happens when I get up there and I got that plate hold set up right there is they're going to tell me to close my thumb, right? As soon as they tell me to close my thumb, all that I do is move my feet just a little bit, just to make sure that I know that my feet are not going to stay planted. Okay, so I want to make sure, just me personally, you don't have to do that. I just want you to know, when I come up there, I think plate hold right away, right? As soon as I get there, plate hold as far as I can to feel no pressure, right? And then as soon as they tell me to close my thumb, I usually close everything in and make sure that I get on my toes and feel my feet move, right? It just kind of locks me in. The next thing they say is for me to close my hand, okay? Listen. That is a loaded question right there. And this is why. When they tell me to close my hand, I'm not trying to close and control anyone. So I think when they tell you guys to close your hand, when I say you guys, I just mean arm wrestlers. What it really means is snatch a hold of this motherfucker, right? Try to wrap as far around this fucking guy as you can and completely control him. Well, my philosophy when they tell me to close my hand is to squeeze the tightest inverted fist that I possibly can. So that now, instead of them trying to control me, trying to control them, I'm giving them this big hard ass knot to attempt to try to control. So no more combinations for me, no more extra tools in the back. They need their tools if they come to this call. I don't need my tools. My tool is this fist and this fucking explosion that I'm about to give them. Let them try to figure out how to stop it. If you choose to hold on to that fist, we will not go to the strap and you will lose. You will lose in the hook because you came running in there trying to get it. And it looks like, damn, Travis got the best hook in the world. Okay, I'll take it. Or you tried to lay on your tricep and go outside and your hand got taken, but you held on like a dumbass until it lost. What normally happens as soon as the guy feels that knot, he's like, oh shit, I'm on top of this guy, I feel good. So he attempts to control it. That knot starts going towards the pin pad and he lets go, okay? And what happens? We go in the strap, which, thank you. That's exactly what I want to do. So many people I've seen over the years that can kill someone in the strap, hold on to some dumbass and make the match take 20, 25 seconds of them because they can't find something to grab a hold of rather than simply not holding on and going straight to the strap. So let's talk about that fist. Two things happen with that fist. I close my hand as tight as I can, and I think about whatever's touching it is hooked to that hand. I think about doing a pull-up in that hand, okay? So the first exercise I do is everybody gets one of these. If you want to be the best arm wrestler in the world, there has no doubt that you must train your hand differently than the average guy. Does everyone agree with that?
Yes.
Has anyone ever tried to do 500 or 1,000 reps with their hand gripper? Yeah, right? We all have, right? What's the worst thing about that? The next day your hands are all shit, right? Because the fucking grippers hurt. The grippers hurt. They're not a good idea because I can't do enough reps with that without aggravating my hand, but I still need to do 5 million more reps. So how do I do them? I do them with this towel because the towel does not hurt. Okay, so everybody take your little towel, make it vertical here. I'm gonna put it on my left hand. I don't care which hand you put it on, okay? I'm gonna take the hand that I'm not putting it on and I'm gonna just hold it there in the corner. I'm gonna take the hand that I'm putting it on, I'm gonna put it inside there. You want a littler one? You got one more?
Yes.
Everybody's here. I'm going to take it to set it right here. Look how barely I put it in there. Don't put too much in there. You'll regret it for the rest of your life. All right, now we're going to take this, wrap it around there, and bring it right back up. But when I wrap it up, look how far down in my hand it is. Right? It's not up on my knuckles up in here. Right? It's way down there. Everybody see that? Everybody show it to me. Good, good. It's good. It's a little thick, but I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, now listen. Depending on how big your hand is, you may not be able to put this second one down just like me, but my hand is not huge, but it's big enough. I'm going to make this a little, I'm going to turn it just a little bit to make it kind of solid there, and then I'm going to fold it right back down there, just like that. Right, see that? Now listen, here's what you need to know. At this present time, this thing is so far down in my hand, right, that I can, when I squeeze, my door knocking knuckles are even with my fist knuckle. They're not, look at me, they're not like this. They're even or lower. All right, everyone see that? And if you can't get it, just take it and tuck it more down. Right? Put it way down so that when you squeeze those door knocking knuckles. Now listen, when you go and arm wrestle somebody, when they tell you to close your hand, or when that guy closes your hand, if he closes your hand and right when he starts, you're touching the meat of that guy's hand right here, and your door knocking knuckles are higher than your fist knuckles, that means that you didn't put your hand enough inside of him. Check me out. He puts his hand in here, boom. If I put my hand down here, when I try to close my hand, you can see how these knuckles are higher than those knuckles. You see that? If I put more of my hand inside of his, closer to him, now when I close my hands, my fist knuckles are higher than my door knocking knuckles. If your fist knuckles are higher than your door knocking knuckles, then the only way to bend your wrist back is to have enough pressure in the middle of your hand to push it and move it backwards. Let me tell you how easy it is to do. When your hand is straight up, the first little hinge is the door knocking knuckle, right? If I have any pressure between the end of my fingers and that door knocking knuckle, any pressure is gonna make my wrist bend back, right? And that's what happens when your hand's like this, right? The next one is that door knocking knuckle to fist knuckle. Now it's harder, but no matter what, enough pressure will bend my wrist back. If you get enough of your hand inside someone else's hand, direct pressure to the palm of your hand will cause a wrist curl instead of your wrist bending back. So please know that your hand is not strong, it's smart. If you put it in a smart place, it will not open up. If you connect it badly, it will open up easily. There's no way for you to stop it, you understand? So think about that. Everyone says, man, I felt like he was high on me. If he was high, then not enough of your hand is inside of his hand. Do you understand? Okay, so once we can eliminate getting our hand taken, now it can just be an arm game, right? Or a hit game or a top roll game, but it's not gonna happen if your hand can't get closed. All right, so let's go back, let's put it on again. We're here, we let it drop, we put it on the outside, put that little thing there. If you want to be the best arm wrestler in the world, you got to have this towel or those grippers or something, and you got to be pressing on this thing all day long. And after about 200 of these little constant ones, right, then I just switch arms. I'm so quick at it, I'll take this thing to the airport, anywhere, right? Boom, and then I'll start cranking. I know it's right when my door knocking knuckles are even or lower than my fist knuckles. And I'm just cranking them out, and every once in a while, I just say, close your hands, and I squeeze as hard as I can, and then I relax, switch hands. And this is all day, guys. Boom. So, I know if my hand is strong, I am really tough to beat, right? When my hand's strong, you got everything. When your hand's not strong is when you start laying on your tricep, thinking about going around people. If you want to be the best guy, you should be pulling on this thing all the time. Your arm ought to be jacked up, all up in here, motherfuckers ask you. And people ought to be asking you all the time, oh, did you cut your hand? Nah, they come back. I'm just trying to become the strongest fucking dude in the world. Well, what you mean? Arm wrestling, I know it sounds weird. Let's Google that shit right now. All right, all right, so listen, the next exercise I told you is that when they tell me to close my hand, I think about squeezing that towel. Let me ask you something about this towel. This is a little experiment too. Right now, if I wrist curl and I squeeze as hard as I can, it's not that fancy, right? My wrist curl prevents my hand from closing tight. If I invert my hand a little bit, I can make the strongest fist in the world, and the inverted hand goes to even when I squeeze, right? No matter how inverted it was, if I squeeze as tight as I can, it goes right back to straight. Everybody see that? Interesting, because in a minute, I'm about to let you guys feel what it feels like when we have that strap on and I close my hand into that knotted fist. And I've tried to wrist curl and squeeze. It's not nearly as effective as inverting a little bit and then squeezing straight down, not wrapping my hand around the guy, inverting and bringing my fingers straight down into that fist, right? So it is not this, it is this. You got it? You squeeze this thing every day. I'm thinking about that. Whenever he tells me to close my hand, I'm thinking about this towel. The next thing I'm thinking about when he tells me to close my hand is rising to an uncomfortable place, okay? There are two ways to start movement in arm wrestling that are fear-based, not technique-based or any theory-based. They are simply fear-based. If you get in an uncomfortable position, you are immediately, in any sort of adversity, going to go back to a comfortable spot, right? That will start the movement as quick as possible. So there's two things that I do. One thing is I go from my feet being flat to my feet being on my toes, right? The next thing I do is I start with my elbows so far away from my body, immediately the fear makes it come back, immediately. If you start in there, there is no movement, you must use it as a lever then. Does everyone understand that? So, a lot of people talk about getting all tight in there. If you get tight, you can't move, right? I like to put my elbow as far away from my body as I can and come from my heels to my toes so that the first thing I do is, out of fear, bring my elbow back to my body and my heels back to the ground, okay? The next thing I do is I rise. Rising to my toes causes my hand to suck underneath my face, right? So it starts off here, kind of even here, and then when they tell me to close my hand, I rise to my toes and I end up over top of my hand. So this exercise right here is the one that helps me rise over top. What we got? At least move a little bit. Has everyone ever seen these things?
Oh yeah.
Right? They're in the gym, they're in everyone's gym. You're gonna take this thing, fold it once, this way, and then take this one, fold it once that way. Now I'm taking that fist that I have, and I'm just throwing pull-ups with the fist so that I'm not holding on, okay? And then when I get up there, and they tell me to close my hand, that feeling from rising, from someone being connected to my fist, whether it's the strap now or the person. When they tell me to close my hand, I do that. Squeeze down and into that fist and rise over top of it. So let's get up here and make sure everyone feels this. Just one at a time. The first person will be in there. Now listen, we're this way. And then let's get more of your hand in there. There you go. So it's almost like you're gonna slip out. Now just go all the way down though. All the way. There you go. Now that feeling, you'll start to feel it's right at the base of that thumb. And that's where you should feel. You feel it in there? Oh yeah, yeah, I got you. All right, the next person. You see this? Just go ahead and hang. Nice. Now listen, just remember, you're not holding on there. That thing is, it's trying, your fist is trying to slip through there, but you just keep on letting because of that little base right here that you're pulling up. Nice. Turn your hands a little more like your arm wrestling. Yes. Beautiful. Guys, listen, when you start connecting things to your fist and doing movements, it will be so much enlightening opposed to grabbing something and moving it. Does that make sense? This is not you manhandling something. It's something trying to manhandle you and you not letting it. Hang all the way, let it almost slide through. Now I'm trying to do a pull-up. Nice. Back down, and back up. Perfect. Nice. Get a little more of your hand almost falling out of that piece. No, the other way. Yes. There you go. You want that. You want it to be right there. It's like something is trying and then the fist stops it. Right? And the best thing about this too is if you can't, because these things are fucking hard pull-ups, you just put your feet on the ground flat if you set it up right. And then it's just going like a run. Good job, kid. What do you want to run for the show? Yep. That's awesome. You got a chance, tall. tall 154 guys, man, they got a chance. Just hang and let it stretch and almost fall through, and then squeeze that hand, and right at the base of that thumb goes in. Bring that foot back a little bit and set it flat. Gotta make it a little more possible. Yeah. Beautiful. Try to get as high as you can too. Cheat so that that thing comes up near that collarbone, right? Beautiful. I'm not telling you not to do other pull-ups. I'm just telling you that this is the best one you can do. Right here. Hold up, then we're gonna put your hand inside.
Oh, inside?
Yes, and just make your fists just chilling here, touching each other, and then just let them hang. Perfect. Get a little more of your hand inside that strap. There you go, like out, in there. That's the other way, go in there more. Yes, go on in there, son. There you go. You can feel it right there at the base of that thumb is where it's really cranking up. Don't hold it with your hand, just hold a fist. That's it. All the way down. Perfect. You got it? All right, guys. Now listen, let's start back from the beginning again. As soon as you get to the table, your hand is in a position. What makes you think about your hand position? The plate hold, right? So you don't, if you don't have something to reference to it, to me it doesn't make sense and it's harder to train it, right? When you do a plate hold, you're doing that so that you have a great hand ready to position itself straight down into making that fist, okay? It's hard to make the fist when your hand's like that. It's a lot easier to invert it when it's straight up and down so that you can squeeze that thing. Also, when he tells me to close my thumb, all I'm doing is just tightening up my feet and making sure that I feel my feet, right? Because I've got to move these motherfuckers. The next thing he says is to close your hand. When he tells me to close my hand, it is a constant reminder of how fucking lazy that I've been. Have I been squeezing the towel? Or haven't I? Let me tell you something. The next morning, your hand's going to be like, damn. And it's going to take a while. And you're going to have to squeeze easy. It's totally okay to squeeze easy for an hour and a half in the morning before you get loosened up. Start thinking about your shit and then squeeze some more. And then do it every fucking day for 40 days. And then on the 41st day, do it again. Right? And then the next day, do it again. If you want to be the champ. If you don't want to be the champ, do not touch the towel. Okay? If you want to be the champ, know that it's not you covering and hovering people. It's how awesome your fist is, right? And how hard it is for them to try to control. The next thing you want to do is how many times are you going to hook that fist up to things that you needed to do? One of the things you needed to do is you need your back to be strong and connected to something, to this fist, rather than you connecting to something. Don't hold on to shit. Make that fist and hook it up to shit. This is the best thing to hook it up to. That fist pull-up is amazing and it will change your life when you put that strap on and you start pulling against the strap, just like you did there. That strap is then pulling against your opponent and you're winning the match, okay? The next thing the ref is gonna do is say go, right? When he says go, I need two things. I need back pressure and I need side pressure, all right? Now, when I say back pressure, to me, back pressure is one at the index finger. If you win the index finger up pressure, then the person lets go, and then we go to set grip. What I mean is if you get up here and you touch index fingers by trying to top roll each other, one of you is gonna win that battle and the other one's not gonna like it. All right, let's see who wins it right now between me and Paul. We start doing it, and I feel like I love it. I'm ready to start like this. Paul is not. Okay, so then Paul opens his hand up and walks away. That gives us that minute break in order to get that set grip. When the guy tells me to close my hand, the worst thing that can happen is him crunch down on my index finger and then take my hand, right? I need to fight up here, up high. I need to make sure that my index finger, when something touches it, it's a fucking rock, right? And not only is it a rock, but it's a rock even though my elbow is far away from my body. Everybody's got a strong little lock in here when that thing is in here tight, but now I can't move. If the secret to arm wrestling is can I lean forward and stay tall and balanced and still have back pressure? Right? It's pretty hard. Everyone else, they commit the back pressure so both their feet are under the table and they're leaning back. Right? If you do that, you have no side pressure and no strength sideways. So the secret is, can I lean forward and still have back pressure? So what I work on is this right here all the time. This is my exercise right here. I always put it about chest height, nice and easy. Doesn't matter which strap. This strap is tight as shit. It's not going to be that easy. Okay, I usually use one a little easier than this, just so I can, you know, it makes me look better when I go further back, right? But check me out. I'm not putting this thing around my wrist. All I'm doing is making this fist and connecting something to it. Okay, so I make the fist. I put it in there. Right? Everyone see the fist? I make it a little tight. Once it stretches out, right over top of that index finger, I put the weight on my front foot and my elbow in front of my hand. And now I'm just touching my face and I'm walking back. And I'm walking back. A lot easier to do it like this. Harder to do it like this. Why do I want to do it with my elbow out in front of me? So that I can then suck my elbow in and start movement, right? I want to start movement when they say go. Let's get in line right here. Let's hook this thing up. Let's do 2 of them. Matter of fact, just do 2. I'll put it over here. We can go 2 at a time. Make the fist. All right, put the fist inside there. Go around your wrist right there. And then go back just a little bit. Now let's stretch it with your lat and then scoop it. But you gotta bring your elbow way forward. With your body and everything. There you go. Now just sit there. Now right now you got your weight on your back foot. Put your weight on the front foot. Lean forward, but get the elbow further out. Don't move right there. Beautiful. Just relax. Don't be one in here. Perfect. Stretch it with your back and then scoop underneath. Beautiful. And then just sit there. Now think about it. Now you're there. Sit there. Stand up tall. Make sure your elbow stays far in front. You exaggerate how far your elbow's in front so that anytime your elbow is out there and someone tries to pull your hand away from your body, you need it. Now listen, you can set it up so like this would be a good setup left-handed, right? Put it on there. Make the fist, pull it back, scoop it up, and now I got that little holder there. My weight's on my front foot, my elbow's in front, and I just start working and holding. Now, when I get up here at the table, my shit is beautiful, right? I got my elbow far out in front of my body. They tell me to close my hand, I rise up. But now, if somebody tries to pull my hand that way, it gets dealt with right here from this exercise right here. You got it? You must have your weight even and balanced. If you commit underneath the table,
You do a static hold, you do like for static hold or?
Then get the elbow in front, stand up taller. That's it. Just relax. What'd you say, son?
You do it for static hold? Is there like a time that you do?
Yeah. So I try to do it for 250 seconds when I'm training. So I got a little clock here. So I pull it back. The clock starts. As soon as I stop, the clock stops. And I know sometimes 17 seconds, sometimes 38 seconds. The problem is the exercise is weird. Tuck your thumb underneath there. There you go. Beautiful. Nice. Elbow more in front. More weight on the front foot. Nice. That's perfect. Let's go through twice. Because if you don't, you're going to be like, how did you put that strap on? Yeah, you look good. That looks good when I'm right over top there. There you go. But listen, let's stretch it with your back, right? With your arm out, open like this. Then scoop it underneath it. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, that looks perfect. See? And listen, this guy's done it enough that he doesn't look as goofy with his feet right now. When you first do it, you feel so uncoordinated and off balance that it stops you from keeping on doing it. And I'm telling you, this exercise will win you that top battle so that you're always going to be in the match. If you're not in the match, it's only because the guy completely took your hand. Elbow in front. Don't try to go too far. The secret here is how long you can sit in that comfortable position with your elbow back out. Just sit in there, just relax. Just sit there like that. First thing we're going to do is stretch it. Now scoop it. Beautiful. Now stand up tall. Good job. Do it with both hands too. And scoop it. Make sure you put your hand on that table just to kind of get smooth. That's it. Take a small step back. You don't do anything. That's it. One more small step back. Good job. Don't move anything. One more small step back and then stick right there. That was 1. That was 2. That was 3. That was 4. That was 5. Let's go 15 seconds. That was 7. That was 8. Breathe. That was 9. That was 10. Try not to rock. Try to be a statue. And relax. Good work, kid.
What's a good resistance?
I don't know. That was pretty yeah, I like the little skinnier purple band. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to do it for a long time, not really kill myself right off the bat. Right? I want to work these things for a couple hours. That's it. Stretch it. Now come get it. Now stand up. Don't lean back. Right? You're gonna lean forward, but still have that back pressure. That's it right there. Or imagine that, guys, if you can lean forward and withstand back pressure, when it's time to go, you are going to have all of your side pressure in order to work. If you commit yourself back pressure, you won't have nearly as much side pressure as you did. Looks good. Make sure you're doing it with both hands, guys. Make sure we're doing it with both hands. We understand that it's goofy, but it's real. I mean, it's goofy trying to put it on if you don't know how. Stretch it, scoop it, and get smooth. That's it right there. Listen, another thing's going to happen is your shelf's going to get bigger, right? That shelf with your thumb sticking there is going to get a big old knot outside of it, and then you're going to have a much better shelf than you do at the beginning. Oh yeah, you got a little goofy shit going on there, left-handed. I like it. Elbow in front more. Yeah. Nice. Looks good. All right, good job, guys. Everybody been on there a couple times? Everybody understand the exercise? You need one more, anybody? Yeah, let's do this. Make sure that you understand exactly how to put it on. You can do this in your car too. He had this thing hooked up in his truck to the side over there. You grab it, and then you put your elbow right on the console and you're riding down the street with your elbow in front of your hand. Not like this, like this. You got it? Index finger back pressure wars have to be won by you, or it will be a long day. Let's close a little bit. There you go. Nice. That looks good. That looks good. All right. Hey, do you have that sheet that you do your side pressure on? Yes. All right, guys. I told you that you need back pressure. Back pressure is really just to get you to that match starting without you being already compromised, right? Because once your hand starts getting taken, you're fucked, right? That's why we want to keep it at the last second. We want to maintain that we have that up pressure. The next thing we must do, guys, is we have to move sideways. Now listen, this is the most important thing I'm going to tell you today. You need to develop side pressure training techniques that don't send you to the hospital and allow full range of motion in a loss. You must maintain a losing position that allows you to go home and sleep tonight without you having to go to the hospital. Okay? So, does anybody in here train side pressure? Perfect. What is the worst thing about side pressure training? Anybody can tell me?
Pain.
Hey, baby! That's why no one does it. And if you do it, you got a good chance of hurting yourself. Right? It's not very hard to hurt yourself training arm wrestling, side pressure. All right, so here it is. This exercise I developed on my own. No one ever, I was just trying to figure out how to pull sideways without hurting myself, okay? And this is what I came up with. You can do it, this is just with a king size or queen size sheet. I used to walk around Gold's Gym with a towel, the same towel I squeezed, wrapped around my wrist, and then the leather strap. I don't know if you have one of that leather strap. Yeah, there it is. It's like this one, but this one is like super duper brown leather, and it had the buckles and stuff, and the girls would always do that inverted exercise. So I put that towel on and I wrap that around it, hook this chain to it right here, right? And then I would also hook a tricep rope to that. And I would walk around the gym, go on my chest and shoulders, and then I would tell my training partners, hey yo, pull on this thing real quick. And then that's just how I would rock it, right? So this is the easiest way you can do it without having all this fancy shit, okay? You can tell, I'm gonna use my left arm, I'm gonna sit down. On the bench, I'm gonna take my right hand or my off hand, I'm gonna grab the bench, so I got a little leverage, right? I'm gonna hold this thing right at the bottom of my chin with my elbow up in the air, okay? He is gonna start pulling a little bit, he's gonna take a little step there, then he's gonna move to the left. He's gonna keep pulling so hard that my arm opens up. As soon as it does, he's gonna relax, come on back up here, and then we're gonna rock again, ready to go. And then he's gonna keep pulling. And through this process, I am going to learn that as he pulls that way, if I keep moving my elbow forward, as he goes that way, it changes the angle a little bit. And what I start to do is when I get into this hook, and we get in the hook, instead of me driving down, I'm still running them sideways to the wind. Does that make sense? And when I lose, I shake the fucking guy's hand, I wait for my name to get called again, and it's not this horrible situation where I can't arm wrestle for 2 weeks, or I gotta go to the hospital, okay? If you get up there, and this is your angle, good luck, right? You need a better losing lane, okay? This will give you that. It will also make you cock fucking diesel sideways without, and you get to do multiple reps. The side pressure you do at home, I'm sure gets stopped short sometimes. The fucking pain hurts too much, I'm not fucking with it anymore.
How many reps are we looking to do on each
When I am working hard, then I am doing this every other day. Right? Every one day these things, the next day that thing. This one, that. This one, that. Non-stop, right? All the time. Let's do it one more time. Try to get as far away as you can. I suck it in, elbow up. It's like I got a little wind on the guy about the 10 o'clock. Then he starts pulling, but I'm too strong. Can't open it up. Oh, can't open me up, man. Shit. All right, boy, you're up. Listen, the most important thing is you take it all the way, and then you bring it back up. You keep working that elbow, and then it opens up, and then you do it again. It's not this. It's this. See that? All right. Just relax and breathe. You gotta just breathe. Stop right there. Grab the end of the bench. There you go. Just relax. Let it come all the way open. Eventually, let it come all the way open. Don't fight it, dude. Let me have it. Let me have it. Now just let me have it for real. Just stretch. Just let it open. Grab hold of that thing. And let your arm open all the way up. It feels good, actually.
Yeah.
Then pull it back in. Elbow up. Nice. Just open it all up. Come on over here. Relax. That's too far out. Just relax. Let it open. Bring it back in. Elbow up. Elbow up. Closer to your body. Nice. Just breathe. Let it open. Yeah, that forward. Next up. Looks good. Just breathe right there. Just relax. Elbow high. Nice. Let it open all the way. Let it open. Just relax.
That is
Bring
very
it back in. And hold it. Hold it. Perfect, dude. If you want to be the champ, you can be the champ. All you gotta do is be the man at this thing right here. Just be the man at it. And after about 6, 8 reps, it just goes numb, and you can keep working. It's just a bicep curl. That's all it is. All right, next up. You know what time it is? I just want to make sure that I want to get done so that I can go back over it. I'm scared of not getting done. Is anybody leaving? Is it almost 8 o'clock?
Yeah, it's 8.
What time do we start? Oh, we good then.
You got time.
Are you guys going home right when this is over all the way?
I don't think so.
Good.
We do some pulling.
Yeah, we'll do some pulling, yeah.
Yeah, and we're gonna do that anyway. I just didn't want to cut. There, it's perfect. Don't move. Breathe. Nice. Nice. Let it open. Let it open all the way. Should feel good. All right, put it back in there. Work your palm.
When you're ready.
Okay.
Perfect. Look more of your palm. Look at there it is. Breathe and let it open. Good.
You said you're doing like 5 or 10 of these each arm?
I'm doing just one of the arms, right-handed Monday, left hand Tuesday, right hand Wednesday, and then switching that arm with those. So Monday, right hand back pressure, left hand side pressure. Tuesday, left hand back pressure, right hand side pressure. All right, bring your elbow and everything closer to your body. There you go. And just relax. Elbow up a little bit. Perfect. Now this time when you bring it back in, let's keep everything in here rather than out here. There you go, right there. Elbow up. Beautiful, kid. Just breathe. Let it open. Let me pull on it. Just relax. Tuck it back in. Tuck it back in and hold it. Get it closer to you. That's it. Elbow up. Nice. Bring your elbow forward now. That way. See how you can kind of, it kind of goes down your forearm a little bit? You're going to feel that in the match, guys. You're going to be pulling in a hook. If you move your elbow forward, he'll slide down your forearm a little bit, and then you're stronger. Nice. Anybody ever done anything like this? Perfect. The next time through, I want you guys to be pullers and, well, I want you to pull on the rope and, so be a good partner too. Somebody. Right in there. Plant those feet. Nice. That's good right there. Just breathe. Just gotta open up. Just let it happen. Call me daddy. Pull it back in there. Elbow up. That's it. You see it sliding down your forearm a little bit there? You're a little nastier. That's it. Breathe. This is a great exercise that does not damage you as much as normal. Last one. All right. See how he tried to turn all the way so soon? That's why you start in front and not just sideways. If you start just sideways, the thing will slide down to his elbow. Good. Let me stretch a little bit. Yeah. All right. Good job. Next. Bubble up a little bit.
It feels nice, right?
That gets everything all in.
Elbow up a little bit. Nice. Elbow up this way. Yes. That way it's just a bicep curl, right? We're not trying to reinvent something. We're definitely not trying to break anything. Elbow forward a little bit. That's it. Yes. Tuck right in there. Don't let it open. So we have it. Just going to stretch it a little bit. Pull it back in. Stop and hold it. Nice. Nice. Elbow up. Elbow up this way. Yes. Make it a bicep curl. Make it a bicep curl. Good job. All right, we're back up to the beginning.
He's going.
Yeah. Have you went yet? Perfect. You who went first? You, or Paul, you pull on. And then Paul will go, you'll pull on Paul, we'll just move. Yeah, a little bit more Paul. There we go. Perfect. Go up. Pull that big ass. There you go.
Say stretch out there.
There you go. Now roll it back in. Hold it. All right. Now you got it. Now we got it. Now we're that way. Yes. Yes. Bring that elbow up. Easy. Now listen. You see how aggressive Paul got? Be careful when you pull on people's arm. All right? Because sometimes it's like they're winning the battle and you're on good traction. All right? You know if you put your foot on something, you can bust my bicep here. Don't do it. All right? Go again, then Paul, you go, and we'll just go just like we did in order, but you'll become the guy who's training too. Listen, you see this problem here? You gotta make sure this thing stays up on your wrist. Way up there. And then the tension starts. Open them up a little bit, then move sideways. Yes. You don't want this thing down in here. Right.
And that's indicative of either elbow drop or us cutting.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And it's usually because you're not, the two of you aren't working together. If you just go sideways, it's hard to get started without getting a little out, right? If the motherfucker will put his elbow so far in front, you can't do it. But you get him out a little bit, then you start moving until
You doing the other side?
you're welcome to do that. Let's just move this way. Elbow higher, Paul. That's it right there. Just chill. You don't have to do no amazing rep. Just relax. Now listen, also too, don't get so off balance. Okay. Right, now listen, because here's the thing. We're trying to set some amazing world record right now. We're holding back. We all are, right? That's what we do. But really, the exercise is more about being smooth here, not,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? Smooth, under control, balance, high elbow. Nice. Go ahead and start moving. Come on over there. Hold up, stop. There you go. See, let's go bicep curl, let the bicep curl. Now let him stretch it out. Set.
So you're doing two things, right? You are learning also your muscle memory is also learning how to use what you say in that side.
And you're also learning to spin the loss to a ridiculous, because sometimes the guy trying to win, we're all the strongest up here.
Right.
So when someone tries to win, they're not the same strength either as they were here. So a lot of times if you hold on to the battle, they'll fall off their arm. That's why you want to stay in the action, right?
Yes.
It happens sometimes.
One more time.
Yeah. But more than another thing you're learning is how to run a guy in the hook rather than pull down in the hook.
Yes.
Running a guy in the hook works. I'm telling you right now, I do it all the time.
Because you got 7 inches of pad to drive through.
And if you are like me and you hate hooking, it becomes a fucking very nervous punch once you feel the hook.
Right.
As soon as you feel it, I move right into this movement running. Sometimes I'll run a motherfucker all the way over here and it falls out. That's fine. All right, what's not okay is me digging, stopping, and trying to push down. That's not working.
Okay.
And you know that doesn't work because I don't have any way to train it. I do have a way to train running you. Right? And if you run them, then you get to the end, elbow comes forward, back to the side, then you run them back. And a lot of times you see that it's like you're stalling the guy. And you've seen that before, of course. Somebody used to do it. Scott out of Kansas City used to do it all the time. There's another guy who was stalling people every time. I think it was when Scott Ballinger got into it. But it's the same principle. Hold up, let's start way closer in here. Yeah. There we go. I'll start moving. You got enough. Be smooth with your lower body. Just stand up tall and take it like a man. It's all good. It's just for training, guys. Remember that. I want to do 500 reps of this, and I don't want to make it so hard on my fucking partner that they don't want to do my fucking training guy anymore. Matter of fact, you should be pulling through that year of this, right? Let's make sure that I can already get pulse like me. My cardio is fucking pulling. All right, who's next? Are you next to do this, or then you pull? And then that way you won't have to run out anymore. Who's next? It's you. So as soon as you walk up there, you're gonna actually do it, then you become the guy who's trained. And remember, the longer you get out there, the easier it is for you. When you're here, you have strong shit. When you get a little leverage, you get a little bit more. Don't be afraid to make this longer. This might only be a queen size sheet. Hopefully, because you want a long thing. And it's also good to set up a bunch of apparatus. You just gotta make sure that it doesn't hurt. Alright, if you put that raw leather band on there, it won't rip your skin all up, so make sure you're smart about whatever's protecting it. Also, if you put it in your hand's gonna get tired quicker. That's why you just want it in your wrist. Your hand's already getting worked with the other shit that you're doing all week.
Okay, do we just change things up sometimes, put the hand in it also so it's
I would never put my hand in there just because I know that it's a whole nother level of pain associated with the wrist when you start squeezing stuff on one side. And listen, the only thing that I can tell you, you can do anything you want. I just can only preach on what I do. And I let my hand rest when I do this because I'm going pull-ups, I'm going all this shit, squeezing. I don't need my hand in there. Nice work. Good job. Okay, listen. I want you guys to go all the way to that range of motion, but after about 6 months of this shit, there's going to be this beautiful place where you're about right here. You just go ahead and let it in. Right? It's really going to be about right here, but if you don't focus on that, you'll never know what your losing lane is. We need to know how to lose and not be hurt.
So there's basically a point when this gets too separated.
Of course, it's just like the pull-up hold.
Yeah.
I used to do these pull-up holds right here. And then as soon as I got to my forehead, there's no reason for me to be strong right here. Because I'm never going to be that far away. That's good. That's really good. Now listen, after a while, you're going to get so smooth at this, you're going to end up looking like this. And it's not this. But this is to make sure that you understand what we're looking for. If you run into trouble here, you wouldn't go like this, you would go like this. And then report back to the beginning, all right? Be careful, you don't really want to pull it in there because you want to already have it in there. Because we're starting with 0, as much as we can. That's good, getting that way. Right, it's more of a side pressure movement, so be careful as to how quickly you open them up. You just want enough that when you start moving that way, it doesn't slide down forward. And the thing about this is I believe that you could do this for 2 hours and be okay tomorrow. But most of the time you can't arm wrestle for 2 hours. But I would be surprised if this doesn't do better for you. When it comes to getting that arm tight and then losing and not getting that little skin out moving more over there. Elbow up.
I know you said you train it all day long, but like so each session, like how long would you put in on this? Like
I would do probably no more than 20 reps, but I might take me 3 hours to get 20 of them in.
Yeah.
Because I'm moving around bullshit and doing other stuff, and I'm not in a hurry.
Okay.
Right? But I'm gonna tell you right now, like good reps. Like I got motherfuckers in there like you take 2 people, and I'm still grinding, trying not to let that thing open up. And it's it hurts, but once you get started, it kind of feels good.
Yeah.
Just gotta get started. It's the same with that exercises over there that you're messing with. There's no doubt about it.
That's the close combat, it feels good.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's something you can just repeat. Most exercises in arm wrestling you can't repeat because of the pain. Elbow forward, good job, working yourself back, come on back. That elbow tight in that body, yes. So you don't open him up anymore. Bring that elbow forward. You go that way. Yes. See how it starts sliding down your forearm a little bit? When you can get that guy to slide down your forearm, he cannot beat you anymore. He gets too far down there, and then it's a leverage problem for him. That's it. Elbow forward. Fight it. Nice. Now, that's why it's good to connect something there sometimes, because you wouldn't have that ability to happen where it would slide down. But still not the end of the world. Is that it? We're good? All right, perfect. All right, guys. So now, what is probably going to happen after you make that fist a lot of times is what we talked about earlier. You're going to be in the straps a lot, okay? So let's talk about the strap. As soon as I get there at the table, I'm thinking about how much of my hand is in the strap, right? And then once I get my hand all the way up in there, I start thinking about where is the strap connected to me? Is it someplace that makes me happy? How do I know what makes me happy. I'll tell you why. Because first of all, I'm always in the straps every day in match, and I'm doing this exercise all the time. And this exercise right here, now it's better when these two are exactly the same. We do not have that capability tonight, okay? We do not have two like straps, okay? So this would be two purple ones, two green ones, two whatever. I recommend them being smaller than these two. A little bit bigger than that little red one that he has. He has a little tiny red one, pinkish one in there. It's almost too little, but there's one in between that one and this green one, and it's purple and it's pretty damn good. All right, so I recommend those, but it really doesn't matter because it doesn't matter how far you go. What matters is that you start feeling it. All right, you're gonna take these straps and you're gonna start braiding them. All right, and once we get far enough, you're gonna have these two loops. What do these loops look like? Just like the strap, all right? You're gonna put one of them on your wrist and you're gonna put one of them in your hand, okay? And that connection is exactly the connection that you get with the strap, right or wrong?
Right.
Everybody sees that, right? So when someone tells me, how do you feel comfortable on straps? What's your secret in the strap? This is the secret, right? Is that I've learned where I can be the strongest by where it's connected. In other words, the first time I did this, I had the strap here and here, right? Just like normal people. And I started messing with it, and I'm like, I really can't go much further back. Now, if I take the strap and I put it a little bit further down my forearm a little bit, and then this strap up here, if I get more of my hand inside the strap, and I start following that bone line of my thumb with that strap, now look how much of my hand is inside of the strap as opposed to how much is it when it's here. You can clearly see the difference, right? Also, what you're gonna see is when you come up here, is that you have the ability now to work further back. So if I have more pressure with this strap placed like this, what do you think I'm gonna do when I put that strap on? I'm gonna put it in the exact same spot. And I'm not gonna have any illusions about whether it feels good. It feels amazing. Because this is what I do all the time. And when I get up here, and the guy walks up, I immediately take this beast, and you guys are gonna do it. It's like the head of the snake, and you're gonna put it right over top of your hand, right? So that that snake is now on your hand. Now, immediately, in order for me to play with all this, it puts my hand higher than his, right? Which is where I want it, right? So I'm always higher than him because I'm putting the strap on at practice. I'm putting the strap on every time, right? Now, sometimes I'll let it put on the strap, but only after I know I'm the man. Right? So, because I got, now if you look at this, see the difference in height? See how much of my hand is higher than his? He let me do that because I put the strap on, right? The referee might not let you do that when he's doing it to you, right? But you don't care because you know what comfortable, fair strap feels like, as long as your hand is up in the strap. So, this thing goes on my hand, around his wrist, around my wrist, and then over my hand. I can do all that fair strap bullshit if you want, but it really doesn't matter. Trust me, I've won every way possible in these straps. It matters how much of your hand is in there, okay? So, when I start to close this thing down, come on, Trav, are you kidding me? Nice. Now, as I start to close this thing down, all I want to do is take my hand and push into his hand, right? The more of my hand that is up in that strap, the better it is for me. Right? We lock it down. Now, when I start to feel, what I want is to feel both straps. The strap that's around my wrist and the strap that's around my hand. And when I start to pull on them a little bit, I don't want just the top one to him to feel that or just the bottom one. I want him to feel them both at the same time. Start to open them up. And the reason I know it works is because I don't have to close my hand. He can close his hand. Go ahead and close your hand there, big dog. And we can arm wrestle. And I'm going to keep my hand up because I know that I'm pulling against the strap, right? Everybody else needs to tighten their damn hand before they can pull, right? Because they don't work this thing with their hand open enough, okay? Right here, go ahead and put your hand in there. Guy says close your thumb. I just check my hips. When he tells me to close my hand, I rise to my toes. The next thing he says is go, and my elbow goes from the front right-hand corner to the back left-hand corner. As my feet go to my heels, all the way down, I can recoil back up in the same spot. If I'm really scared of the guy, I'm gonna hit so hard that I do not have the ability to arm wrestle after that. Think about that. If I hit as hard as I can, my elbow's not gonna be over. It's gonna be over here. Hopefully he gets pinned before my elbow comes off his back. But I will not stop here because he stopped me. If he stops me, my elbow is still going, right? And then you got Michael Todd screaming at you. Y'all seen this shit before, right?
Yes.
I don't care. Go on again. So, right? Big hands, just like I'm going to plate hold, right? The guy tells me to close my thumb, I just check my hips. Boom, he tells me to close my hand, I rise to my toes. The next thing he says is go, and everything comes flying back. Boom, to the table. We recoil right back up. You got it? Now, look where the strap is on him. Now let's put the strap a little bit better and see if he feels better. Let's take this and put it down the wrist a little bit more. So the forearm in there. And then this hand here, let's go plate hold real quick. How do you do a plate hold? You gotta be way up in the air, right? You do a plate hold? Yeah. When he put his hand up in the air, how much of his hand just got up in the strap? See that? Way more. Now let's see if he's any stronger now. Close your thumb. When I tell you to close your hand, you rise to your toes. Close your hand, and then go. He's up now. Let's see everything. We have this thing. All right, let's have everybody up here on the strap. Right here. And then when we get done this, we'll just take some time. Relax. Right here, get that one. All right, so all good. All right, so first, when the two of you get done there, you can go with the strap on. Now goes on your hand. Now come back. This is over here. As you go back, you should feel them both. They take that hand open your hand, and they take that hand and put it right there. You want to do this with your hand open, okay? You do not want to rely on your hand having to close to have pressure with the straps, okay? Remember, you want to lean forward on your front foot, your elbow forward. Yes! Hey, you ready? Good work. All been ready here, all been ready, so you can put the strap on big guy. Back up here. Or you come on this side, let him put the strap. You got the strap? Snake right here. You grab with your left hand and you got it ready. Put your hand over there. Snake's that. You grab it. Your hand his wrist. And then your wrist his hand. That's it. This is actually starting back. Step back. Step back. Remember, we're leaning forward. The third elbow in front. That's it. You don't have to go that far. You just got to start knowing that something is connected to you. You are not pulling on something else. That's the most important thing. You right at those set of straps. See there? I think there's one.
Yeah, go ahead.
CC's this here.
It's just strap. You do not want that. Got it?
Yeah, he just sort of
Yeah. Make sure that you have the ability to put the strap on yourself with one hand. And then when you look at it, check out how much of your hand. Don't lean backwards. You want to lean forward with your elbow out in front. There you go. Now take a little step back. A little small step. And then take this one back a little bit and then lean forward. There you go. That's what we're looking for. So one thing you gotta do, you gotta make sure that's this thing right here. So it stays up here a lot. If you get too much of it, you'll go too far and then you can't cycle. You gotta do it all the time, right? You should, after using this exercise enough over here, you should be able to arm wrestle people without closing your hand. Does that make sense? Once you close your hand and your brain tells you you're not comfortable, it shuts your ass down. Right? It says, oh my God, I got to roll. You don't want that feeling. Right? You want to disguise that as much as you can. Is there another strap over there? Come on over here. You know, you've done this shit. That's fine. You have this ready for him when he gets off. All right.
Feels good.
Yeah.
What am I doing is
I'm just gonna.
Okay. Well, no, all I want to do is make sure that everybody here has the ability to miss those key people who have matched the strap. The fact is, it doesn't matter if you're him or him. It's just if he's putting it on inherently, his hand is going to go higher, which he should want that even the referee's going. You know what I mean?
When it's and we rise, are we just trying to gain more height?
Well, you really, I think we're already making half the height.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And if you don't, then of course, the problem is, as you're trying to make height, you can move him, which will fall it back. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful. You don't want to move this as much as you want to move your body around your hand to create that cocking effect. Get ready to hit a baseball and roll more.
Yeah. No.
So I say something? Can I say my name?
yeah. So I was just going in with the hand grip.
Right, so listen, right, and then as you rise up, squeeze it in, let it go. So much. But listen, this curl, you wrist curl now, he's called the cops, right? Because you got too much. So even now that you got too much, move towards it. That way you can actually be a fair, right? Now, until you push your ankle. Sometimes it's just that, right? Now instead of pulling down, we're going to run it. They're like, oh my gosh, he doesn't put that strap. He's too strong. That's good. Make sure everybody puts the strap on twice by yourself. And also with your goofy left hand. It's even harder to put it on by yourself. It's even harder for me left-handed because I don't arm wrestle as much left-handed as right-handed. Right-handed is easy.
Got you, thank you.
Yeah. It's getting there really good, bro.
Perfect, thank you, I appreciate it. Did you feel the strap yet? Did you try that yet?
I have not.
Yeah, try it.
I'll jump in.
Close your hand, rise to your toes. Look, invert your hip a little bit and then just go straight down on that thumb. Do not try to wrap around here. Yes, straight down on that thumb as tight as you can as you get tall. One thing, as you squeeze, you get tall. Ready? And close your hand. Right. Now listen, wrap all your fingers around that thing. As they get to it. Yes. As you get tall, now your elbow goes from here all the way to the back. No, it's got to slide. It's got to slide hard. Right? Of course. Yes. And back and back. Nice. Now get your foot underneath the thing, and as you go back, push your hips against the table. As your elbow goes back, put his foot underneath. Yes. Good job. Let's get tall. Get super tall. Your hands are open. Close your thumbs. I tell you, close your hand. Cross and squeeze. Close your hand. Go and run. Yes. And we're gonna work on that too. We ain't got there yet.
I think you'll hit me before that happens though, hey.
Travis, just raise up.
That's one way to do it. Listen, you're gonna feel a lot of different shit.
I think part of it is feeling out there because you're trying to get to a comfortable place.
But he wants to tell you that
You want to go out with
stop putting too high. Right now, you're breaking it when you're that. So do it from this
and so let me tell you this take here.
Yeah, it is. And don't and listen,
Usually that 2 things that head will not move. But one thing you go around
like that. I know you think you're
they say
hey, but if you
elbow on
rise
the
up tall, you ain't gonna hold it from the hand. It's gonna be a sick wrist curl. Listen, the best wrist curl in the world starts with the wrist back, right? Because then it's a long one. If you're already halfway there, it's not very long. But the long one crushes the guy all the way open. So you're standing up as you squeeze. Stand up as you squeeze, you stand up. Yes! And then it's that crazy attack. Yes. Don't anybody hold it pull tight. No room for exaggeration in front. Now stand and push it out. When I tell you to close your hand, wait till I tell you to close your hand. But I mean stand up to your toes. Get your feet a little bit closer. Right, back foot. There you go. Here we go. When I tell you to close your hand, you rise. And then when you rise, you squeeze. You gotta try to curl. Alright?
So like,
Close your hand.
yeah,
And then go. It's a devastating situation. And listen, the higher you are, the more amazing the fall it is, right? You don't rise up hard, it's always your fall. Here we go. Close your hand. Go.
Right up the stairs. So you go up the stairs on your Yep, so we're going to pressure strap. If you jam it,
I feel like when I'm
Get him off balance.
all the way out here, he has to put pressure down here, and it's like, but if I'm here, yeah, he's right, there's way more pressure here, I can just kind of like relax back here.
Some people actually lean back. If it's real strong guys, they just lean back.
That's the first time I ever knew this Travis. Not smelling well.
It's a lot easier on my left. You want to put the strap on? Yeah. It's just
When you say that, I feel fierce. It's tightening all that. So, we got freaking older side of speed.
Yeah, the problem with that is there's not enough pressure to start and then open you up with that thing. Right, and then when you do it like that, it ain't it's not as aggressive as the first thing. Changing the direction.
Yeah, my tendency,
Not just walk around the gym. Any motherfucker I see the gym like yo, before it's your favorite, bro. He's like, what? I'm like, I know it's weird. It's cool. It's fucking thing. Trying to get ready for this arm wrestling thing. Yeah.
I'm trying to learn to kill
Anybody that does that. Man, that was just big enough. I don't know.
Yeah, so I'm trying to work on like getting that.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can do that.
Remember, ease up on the wrist curl. Because if you wrist curl when you're high, then the alarm goes off. If you invert a little bit, everybody's kind of okay with it.
Taking the dump.
Remember, as you close that hand, you gotta rise to your toes.
Big step on my hand.
If you just get it here, it's just like you're in a match. If you get it here, it's fucking stupid. You fall, it would be nasty.
Travis,
What are you on top of this league?
watching do his movement to that.
Huh?
First of all, switch sides so he's on the rise. Don't arm wrestle again unless you're on the rise.
It's almost like a simulation factor.
I'm not that short.
I'll
Trust
try
me,
with you.
this is what you
We'll see.
want,
We'll both
right?
feel
Because
better.
now you can make that fucking, now you can get higher, right? That hand, take that
Right,
foot,
yeah,
and
right.
let's put it all the way.
That's not a thing.
It's on the steps.
Now you're mid, bring that foot a little bit more in. There you go, because you want to stand as tall as possible. You want to take the middle a little bit this way, and then you go in there. That's beautiful right there, okay? Close that thumb. Now listen, as you close this hand, you're going to invert, well, you'll be good. When you close your hand, you're going to invert your hand. And instead of cupping him, you're just going to make this fist. Nasty. And as you make the fist, you're going to rise to your toes.
That's good.
So open back up, and then as you close your hand, you rise to your toes. And all you're doing is they get right through that pitch, so you're just winding up the fucking hit, right?
That's a good thing.
Back down, close your hand, rise up, and now when you say
Elbow,
go,
elbow, come on.
all the way there as you fall down, and then back. And listen, it's really exaggerated. It's exaggerated to there. It's just pausing to make it go here, because he's going to be fighting for it. I just play such a crazy bit.
This is the thing.
Thumb, close your hand,
He's saying,
go.
It's holding the rising too. It's like an intimidation thing too. Like it's like
I can hold my breath or something like it's going to happen.
and then the rising.
but you're able to even slide.
I need to get a holder on your hand. They try to match you make steps on the
I feel so strong on this riser. Plus I fucking on the strap.
All right, guys, let's get off the strap, and I'm going to tell you exactly the most important thing that you need to know today is you must be able to do your move by yourself. It's just called Ghost Arm Wrestling. But you need Matt Mash to turn me on to this, and it's fucking perfect, dude. All it is just straight up muscle memory so that you're never not smooth at the table. So hundreds of times during the week, you should walk up to your table and run the whole cadence and do the thing. And you ought to think about each step. It's like, yo, the first thing I need to think about is hand and plate hold. The second thing I need to think about is feeling my legs, knowing that I'm going to open up and move them, right, in order to generate movement. Also, make sure I know that I'm going to my toes. So when they tell me to close my thumb, I just get those hips ready to move. When they tell me to close my hand, I'm thinking about how many reps I've squeezed on that motherfucking towel, right, until my hands are sore as shit. And when I go to my toes, I want to make sure that I'm pulling up there using my fist pull-up movement right here, right? My fist in these straps, and I feel it right at the base of my thumb. I'm going up to those toes, and I'm going up to those toes, and all I'm doing is cocking that gun, because I'm going to blow this motherfucker up right now. The more scared I am, the less aggressive I am with my setup, the less aggressive I am with going to my toes, the more intimidated I am, the less I hit, right? If I finally just stand in the corner and say, Travis, you have every tool at your disposal, don't be a pussy. That's arm wrestling right there. Are you a pussy or not? Because I don't care who you are, you will get intimidated up there, right? Because you're not just following a simple procedure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I know what I'm doing. I don't know that he's got a chain on. Oh my God, he's got a necklace. All I know is that I fucking have to do my shit, right? I have to feel my feet. When they tell me to close my hand, I have to think about squeezing that towel and making sure that I'm rising through that pull-up thing, right? The next thing they're gonna say is go, and I am not going to arm wrestle. I am going to pin, annihilate, sucker punch this dude, and the match is over. Do you understand? That's the mindset. Don't go up there thinking I should pronate, I should get him in a strap. Maybe I'll King's move him. What about a defensive hook? That's too much shit to think about. Think about making a fist and blowing this fucking guy up. Do you understand? All right, ghost arm wrestling right here. I walk up to the table. Ha! Get my hand ready for that freaking plate hold. He tells me to close my thumb. I feel my hips. He tells me to close my hand, and I do that pull up, and I squeeze that hand. He says go, and I hit, and yeah! Now I'm back at it again. Switch the thing left-handed, run the procedure again. All right? I want to see you guys do this. Right? Every fucking time, the same thing's going to happen. The guy's going to tell you to close your thumb. He's going to tell you to close your hand, and he's going to say go. That's it. Get ready for that. Make that fist explode to the pin pad. If he holds on to you, he loses. If he doesn't hold on to you, you put that strap on the way you want it, the way you feel it, and then you do the same thing again. And the next time, what do? You do it harder. Why do you do it harder? Because you've already been through the side pressure. You've had your arm opened up 1,000,000 times. It's okay. I'm gonna bang this fucking guy, and if he beats me, it's no big deal. You got it? So let's walk up. Let's have 3 people on the table at one time. You're gonna do 5 reps. I'm gonna say, close your thumb, close your hand, go. And you're gonna do the 3 things. 3 of you get up here. Doesn't matter who. 1 on each table. You're by yourself at the table. Yeah, it's all good. You just do the next one. Here we go. Walk up to the table. If it's set up for left-handed, do it left-handed. And then you'll just go right around. So listen, you're next at this table. You, my man, will go to this table. You'll go to that table, and then you go back into rotation, right? Just keep moving around. Here we go. Close your thumb. What did you just do? You just felt your hips, right? Your feet. You're already in a plate hold situation. When I tell you to close your hands, you're going to rise to your toes, right? And squeeze. Close your hand. Go! Perfect. Here we go. Rotate. Next person up. Everybody gets set. This one's the left-hand table over here. Ready? Everybody up there? Nice, strong, tall position, right? We're tall, getting ready to go to our toes. Close your thumb. I just already got done my plate hold, and now I'm thinking about my feet and hips, right? So I'm about to throw a punch. When I tell you to close your hand, you're going to rise to your toes and squeeze your fist. You're not going to let your hand move towards your opponent. You're going to raise your body around your hand. Your hand stays the same. It does not lean forward. Look at the people. If you see their hand come forward, tell them they did it wrong. Close your hand. Go! Good work. Next one. Everybody hop up there. Get ready. Plate hold hand. Plate hold hand. Feet are in a good, comfortable position so I can rise to my toes. I'm going to close my thumb. As soon as I close my thumb, I'm thinking about my hips and feet, right? I'm getting ready to move and explode. When I say close your hand, you're going to rise to your toes and squeeze your hand without your hand coming forward. Close your hand. Go! Nice. Switch. Rotate this way. Over here, big guy. You go to the pinky, sorry. And then that one. All right, here we go. Everybody gets set up. Plate hold ready. Close your thumb. Feel those feet. When I tell you to close your hand, rise to your toes around your hand. Do not let your hand move forward. Squeeze your hand. Make sure your elbow is in that far right-hand corner, and it's going to end up in the other right-hand corner, and you are going to fucking explode. Close your hand. Go! Nice. Switch. You have to know that this is what you're doing. Anyone is allowed to hold on to that if they feel like it, guys. But that's the procedure every fucking time. Here we go. Close your thumb from that plate hold position. Close your hand. Go. Nice. Rotate. Next one, we got another one. You up, big guy? Land, you up. Here we go. Everybody gets set. Hands ready. Remember, our elbow is far in front of us. We're exaggerating it because we're working our hand on, our elbow is in front of our hand all the time we're training. So now we're always like, what do you mean, ref? What do you mean? Because you don't even comfortable with it out here. So when it is out here, what do you want to do? You want to come get it, right? Because that's where you're fucking comfortable when it's real tight. Here we go, close your thumb. Close your hand, go. Nice, good job. Remember, there's no reason to move your arm, you're gonna move your body. Your body and arm positioning is connected, it's not gonna change. Here we go, next up, who is it? New person, don't matter who it is. New person, left-handed, whoever, we'll just keep going through. Let's go through 100 times. Here we go. Close your thumb. Think about your feet. Your feet, make sure your feet aren't too wide, my man. If you get them close, this is the best position you could ever be in. Whenever you start doing this bullshit, you're losing momentum and balance. Get your feet close and rise to your toes, so then you can have a new explosion with your back foot. Right? The back foot opens up, you go a little away from the table, your upper body follows it. Here we go, close your thumb, close your hand, go. Nice work, rotate. Left-handed here. Everybody gets set. Thinking about that plate hold, thinking about the plate hold, you think about how far your elbow's in front of your hand straight up in the air, close your thumb, think about your feet, close your hand, go! Nice, rotate. Next one up. Everybody gets set. Get your hand ready, plate hold ready, close your thumb, think about your feet, close your hand, go! Nice, rotate. Get set, plate hold ready, close your thumb, think about your feet, close your hand, go! Yeah, you look way better. You look way better right-handed. You look a little goofy left-handed here. Right-handed's on point now. Here we go. Get set, plate hold ready. Plate hold ready. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go! Nice job. What's going to happen, guys, a lot in your matches if you do this? You're going to slip a lot, guys. Don't be afraid to slip a lot. You love the strap. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go! Nice job, guys.
10%.
Nice job. Everybody get set. Plate hold ready. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go! Nice job. Listen, you may be a defensive puller, no problem. All you're doing now is setting up your defense quicker. Right? Set up your defense on your toes and get to your spot. Wherever the fuck the spot is. Don't tell me, well, I don't pull like that. You can pull anyway using this principle of getting the fuck ready, narrowing the game plan down to a couple small little things to think about and not a million bullshit things that can be popping in your head about finger pressure, pronation. The fuck are these guys talking about, man? Just pin the guy, okay? Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go! Nice, good work. When you go to practice, don't be worried about how many times you win. It's only there to see if your tendons can handle sparring without injury. So just stand up there nice and tall, tell the asshole to not get a weird grip on you, and stay balanced and pull and stretch them all out, but don't be insecure about what happens in practice. Build your shit at your house alone, right? Fuck your neighbor, fuck your training partner, all those people, right? This is a one-on-one sport, right? I'm telling you right now, if you love your training partner's career a lot, it's because you don't care about yours a lot, okay? Care about your shit. This is yours right here, by yourself, getting completely ready to fucking explode and knock somebody out, right? Punch the shit out of them, sucker punch them. Here we go. Close your thumb, close your hand, go. Remember, my man, you cannot go to your toes if it causes your hand to go to the pin pad. You've got to take your body around that hand, okay? Think about that, guys. When you watch somebody's silhouette, this hand cannot come forward once he comes forward. Close your hand. Go ahead and close your hand. Yes, that's perfect, right? Instead of you doing this thing where you closed your hand and you were leaning down here, all right? Who's up on this table? Everybody gets set, hands in that plate hold position. When I tell you to close your thumb, you're thinking what? Getting my feet ready because I'm ready to fucking roll, dude. When he tells me to close my hand, I'm thinking about that pull up to my toes and squeezing that fist in that inverted hand tight as I can as I come up around it and ready to explode. Close your hand, go! Nice. How hard do I hit? Hard enough that I can't arm wrestle. There is no way that my arm's just gonna stop when the elbow pin. I'm running all the way home. You got it? Hands nice and tall. Thinking about that plate hold, how strong my fingers are, how wide they are, how awesome this knot is because of the plate hold. When I tell me to close my thumb, I start feeling my lower half, making sure I'm ready to explode. Your feet need to be a little bit closer so you can get tall. When I tells me to close my hand, I'm thinking about that pull up and I'm thinking about squeezing that inverted hand. Close your hand and go. Boom. Good work. Rotate. Next up. Everybody get set. Plate hold ready. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Good work. Rotate. Guys, you have to do this a million times until you look as smooth as me. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Yeah! That's what you want, man. Fuck those guys, man. Back. They think you're false started, but you're already back at your fucking seat. Clapping your fucking boy like, yeah, that's how the fuck you do this shit. And listen, your lives are not going to be one-on-one lives, okay? You got to get one-on-one matches, right? The fact is, you're going to go to a place, sign your name, there's going to be 11 guys. So you got to work yourself through them all. This is how you do it efficiently. You're not up there like Devin and them for 10 minutes in the tournament because the other two people are fresh that you're going to go up against next, right? Michael Todd and Devin like to go in the wars, but they want to arm wrestle the same guy again that they just fucked up. When really arm wrestling, when it's really a big prize, there's a lot of people. You got to go efficiently through that fucking thing. Here we go. Plate hold ready. Nice and tall, feet close, getting ready to go to my toes. I close my thumb. As I close my hand, I squeeze and invert. Close your hand, pull up, go! Get so freaking hard. Listen, that was great. I just saw a little silhouette in the mirror, all three of you fucking guys. Bang. I like it. Don't be the guy who squeezes and holds on and lets people punch him. Start moving, shaking. Close your thumb, close your hand, go! Remember, it's a wrist curl. You're not moving your arm, you're moving your body. Your body's connected by that starting position. That's your strongest spot. Guys, those exercises I gave you today are amazing. They also require some gym muscles. So you need to go to the gym in some way and do some shoulder work. You need to do some back work and some chest work, or these exercises in the middle of the tournament will damage one of those. Okay, I'm just telling you, especially your shoulders. Do some presses, okay, no matter how heavy they are. All right, plate hold ready. They tell me to close my thumb, I'm thinking about my feet. Close your thumb. When they tell me to close my hand, I'm thinking about the pull up, and I'm thinking about how nasty of a fist and how much of his damn thumb I can squeeze. Close your hand, go! And I hit so hard. My elbow goes from the top right-hand corner all the way to the left. What's gonna happen a lot of the times, guys? We're going to slip. Do we care if we slip? Under no circumstances, we love to slip because we're using this all the time with our hand open. We know exactly where the strap goes and we're comfortable with it, right? Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Nice. Remember, you must not just go straight down. You must run them from left to right. You got it? What happens if you get locked in a hook? What are you thinking? I'm thinking about dragging the person. I'm not pulling down on them. I'm running them to the pin pad. If you run them and you run your elbow off the pad, it is a foul in a neutral position, right? If you keep your shit dug in there and he starts getting in the winning position and your elbow comes off, it's a loss in the losing position. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go! Big man. I like it. How's everybody feel? Let's go ahead and have a seat and let's start asking some questions. And then I'm going to sit here and each one of y'all can bang on me as long as you want. You got an hour. All right? Questions first? What we got? I mean, listen, it's going to be hard to ask me a question and I don't give you the answer that I already gave you, right? Because there's no reason for me to give you 100 more things to think about. There's no reason, okay? So,
Do you change up in your workouts when you get closer? Do you do this more? Like, how do you?
Yes. some exercises, there's some machines that just fucking ground out that fucking ulnar ligament. It's not cool, right? These things I feel that you can do every day. I don't work out like Paul. I'm lazy. So for me, a whole day workout is probably an hour and a half for him, right? But I got a lot of fucking skills. So I just need, for me, it's quantity, it's quality and spending a long time to do a short amount of work, right? I think it's tough to work all day and then go for an hour and a half in the evening. You gotta stuff everything in fast, right? It's tough. That's why you gotta do stuff like put those straps in your truck or your car, right? At work, you gotta have some shit. You know what I mean? You gotta have a damn table, dude. You need a table, even if it's not a legit table, something with this pad here at this height and that fucking peg there so that you can ghost arm wrestle, right? You must do that. I mean, if you don't ghost arm wrestle, something's wrong with you. If you need the person, that means you need something to hold on to. You are not holding on to nothing. Your procedure by yourself is exactly the same with the person there. You got it? Everybody else needs to hold people first. This is the way arm wrestling was back in the day. You would get a grip, then you would set your feet and get everything ready. People still do it. The problem is the set grip is the exact other procedure. You better set your fucking toes first, get everything ready, because your hand is the last thing that they're gonna put down. When they're putting these guys' hands down, the guy's then registering where it's going, then he's locking in everything else in his body. Me, I didn't reverse the procedure. When they tell me to close my hand, boom! Ah! And the other person's like, these fucking cheap! These fucking false started! What are you gonna work on if that's what you think I did? If you think I cheated, what do you just hope I don't cheat next time? I'd rather you say, listen, my man had better timing than me, his setup was superior, I really didn't feel like I had a hold of him. So I tell guys all the time, you'll see super matches, the guy comes in with the free thing, he's like, Travis, I'm gonna beat you. I said, yeah, I know you think that, but let me tell you what's really gonna happen. You're gonna pick the referee, but I'm gonna talk to the referee too, and I'm gonna find out how the referee's gonna do it. And before long, that referee's gonna be my friend, not yours, okay? Because I'm gonna put him in a position where he is completely following the rules, and you're gonna hate him for it. And I looked at James Smith, I said, James, Robbie Topia is gonna be mad at you halfway through this thing, because he's gonna understand that he's not getting anything from me, and he's hoping that you can help him. But you can't help him and follow the rules. It's gonna feel like I'm in the next county and he can't get a hold of me. It's like I'm too far away from him, but I'm right here. And as soon as they say go, I'm gonna ease him right down, and he's gonna be irate, and he's gonna tell you that you did something wrong. We start the match, 2 minutes later, he's like, James, you just set the grip. James like, okay, relax. He's already a little angry at him. I look at him, I said, I'll tell you, you don't like the way that shit feels. He puts our hand down. He's like, man, that ain't no fault, but that's not fair. James like, what do you mean it's not fair? Your thumb's showing, his thumb's showing, your wrists are straight. Why it's bullshit? I said, I thought you said James was your boy. I said, listen, tell him the truth. James like, man, that's fair grip. He's like, oh, you don't know how to fucking referee. I said, here it is. He's yelling at you because he does not like the way it feels, okay? When you make a fist and these little motherfuckers try to control that shit, they can't. It's impossible, okay? And it will work right now. You're welcome to go back to your cupping to buy your Country Crush handle. Every handle you buy that rotates in your hand, you're an absolute moron for holding on to it. I love it that you're holding on to it. Please keep holding on to it, because I'm gonna keep on creating a better handle, which is my fist, and it's just gonna go right through your hand. Because you can't hold on to it, right? You have to have it hold on to you. Got it? So the fact is you can do any version of these exercises that you want that make you the most confident that you can be. It doesn't matter. For me personally, when I'm scared, I'm doing them a lot. And I don't think you can do them enough. Me personally, I can't overtrain because I'm too lazy. You might be able to.
Do you ever scale back closer to?
I scale back all the time.
Okay.
I'm completely scaled back right now. I don't fucking do nothing. Ever. Ever. But I will as soon as somebody tells me there's a reason. You know, and I mean, Supercross was a reason, so March I was kind of pretty good, right? Because January and February, I'm working those Supercross events every weekend. I'm arm wrestling 400 times. Yeah. Then the COVID comes, shuts it down. So fuck, I want to do dick all. Except I got this machine About 2 weeks ago, I moved gyms, and I took my arm wrestling machine. I didn't want to take it to the new place, so I put it right in my living room where my wife hates it, and I got it all set up. So for about 10 days to 17 days, I've been cranking this motherfucker, so now my right arm feels pretty good. Just got a little side pressure to it. But the fact is, I'm pretty fucking good all the time.
Right.
Just because I know how to arm wrestle.
Right.
But there are 10 guys that I got to be careful with if I'm in this condition. Right? Now, I'll run the fuck over 5 of them to look for a fight after 2 weeks of training.
Sure.
The other 5, I still better watch them.
It's business.
Better keep my fucking eye. Right. And be ready. And listen, I got to battle. Right? I think you all, if you're not battling with this, then you're a better man than me. How are you a pussy or not? Are you? I don't know. Like, listen, I like to think I'm not a pussy, but I got puss feelings all the time. So then I'm trying to think, don't do that. Be a fucking man. Right? Like, just, what's the worst thing to happen if you go as hard as you fucking can? Nothing. But people don't do that. They fucking start thinking about the excuse why they're, you know, how can they get away? What are they going? How are they going to explain this shit? You know what you should tell your wife or your neighbor after you lose? It's a bad motherfucker over there. Because I'm telling you right now, I've been in this motherfucking grinding, and that motherfucker, whoa, what a man. Don't say, oh, I tore my back last week. Nobody wants to hear that shit. They don't want to hear it, right? Just say the truth. Look, that's a bad motherfucker. That's what happened. Listen, I tell people all the time, either one of us gets the money if we win. It's not just my money. Like, sometimes that fucking guy wants the money, and he's a bad dude. Dave Chafee, the bad dude. Devin Laird, kind of a bad dude. Look, Dave Chafee, or you're not scaring me like Chafee and Michael Todd, big guys, but you know, they're bad dudes. So for me, Jerry Carteret was a perfect situation where I knew I had to pull differently. I have to stand up like a man and not fucking run. And it took a lot of confidence to talking me into that shit. And then finally, when I did it, it was the easiest thing in the world. And I'm like, why would I be 35 years old trying to have the puss talk? But you have to. I think for the rest of your life as a man, you're going to be presented with certain things that you can act like are easy, but they're really not easy. And I'm telling you right now, competing at a high level in arm wrestling is fucking stressful as shit if you let it eat you up. You're at the anxiety of the lights, the camera, the fucking message board. Fucking terrible, man. And arm wrestling's personal, so it's serious, and losing makes you feel like less than a man. I get it all. Listen, fuck all that. Try your best to not be a pussy. And I know you gotta, and I know for me, I gotta talk myself into that shit all the time. And I hope you know what I'm talking about without really knowing it. Because as a man, we almost all have felt it. Whether it's the first time a motherfucker smacked you in the face, right? Or the first time the girl tried to give you a little something. Right? All these fucking things, right? Arm wrestling, to me, I have that same insecure feelings. And if I focus on just a few small things, like making a fist, checking the fucking plate hold grip, thinking about where the strap goes, it seems a lot better than trying to do so much. Is what, like, if you went to a Devin Laird, there's like 15 parts to the seminar. This motherfucker's talking geometry and you're fucking working on basic math over here, bro. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it can't be that complicated. If it is, I don't want it. I can't do it. Yeah, and I'm telling you, it's not. That guy, it just took a different direction. But I'm telling you, not all of us have that kind of time and freakish willpower to train all that stuff, right? And a lot of us aren't 6'5", 240-pound beautiful fucking soldier from the fucking Greek fucking islands like him. Okay, so we gotta work with what we got, right? I got a lot of I got great timing, right? I get it from being by myself, working the program hard, and I've already decided when the fucking light's gonna change, right? Green, yellow for that pause. While that yellow's pausing, what am I doing? I'm setting this fucking wall up. I'm getting ready to fucking kill you. It's just, I didn't wait until green to red. That yellow part, I changed everything. This is the red-green part. When it went to yellow, I fucking changed everything. And then when it popped to red, boom! Everything is different. As you know, that's the game plan. So that's what you should be working on. And I'm telling you, the hardest thing is not being a pussy, going hard. Going hard as you can, smacking, hitting, making him as uncomfortable as possible, and not being worried about how he doesn't like it. Because they won't like it. You'll be be the cheating, false starting, strap guy who doesn't want to get a grip. But you'll also be the winner. It's up to you how much it means. So you can do it with a lot of integrity, meaning you can shake the guy's hand, let him punch you in the face, withstand it, beat him 2 minutes later. Or you can be a different guy. You may be better than, boom! Come on, man! I'll take the cash right here in 20s.
Let me ask you, so, I mean, you were saying before that you also train your chest, your back, your shoulders.
Yeah, I'll give you the exact thing. I've got 6 exercises. These are personal exercises because I like doing them. Let me tell you something about the gym. The reason someone else should train you is because you're gonna do stuff that you're good at and that feels good. So for me, I understand that with arm wrestling, I'm gonna need shoulders, back, and chest in some capacity. So I do 20 sets of 5, 3 exercises. Mondays and Wednesdays, the first 3. Tuesdays and Thursdays, the second 3. Mondays and Wednesday is a 225-pound bench for 5, 2 45-pound plates on the bicep curl machine, one hand, right? Alternating 5 and 5. And then on the row machine, fuck, you can't put enough weight on that weak ass thing, but really working that false grip cupped motion, right? The same one we get. We didn't go over the false grip that much, only because if we make a fist, you don't have to worry about the false grip, right? But the fact is those rows that I do, I make sure that I put them in my hand just like I do with that towel, right? And I got a little cupping motion as I do it. 20 sets of 5, taking my time. When the shit hits the fan, the last 5 might be at 315, because I'm feeling froggy, right? But for the most part, just 225. Tuesdays and Thursdays are 5 neutral grip pull-ups, just like this, but it doesn't have a sliding handle, and I make sure my hand is up there and cupped in that motion. I do 5 pull-ups, 5 dips, and 5 Arnold presses. When the weight's heavy, it gets from 90s to 120s. Right now, I might do sets with 40. Just no big deal, just making sure that I don't get up there against somebody good and they stop that hit and it rips my fucking shoulder or my pec, which I already hurt my pec against that damn Saban guy. I got a dent in my shit right now. I never went to the hospital because they told me the 3 degrees, and if it was the worst one, I would need surgery, and it obviously wasn't. The other 2 were just how much rest you had. And I said, well, I'm not wrestling for a while, so it's all good. But I do have a dent, so I did do something to my pec. So it does happen, but I think that you should know that an arm wrestling specific regimen could damage a big muscle group if you're not careful.
You got like a warm-up you do before you hit the weight?
Yes, yeah. I do jumping jacks. I like this exercise right here. But that's about it. And then just slowly start them, right? Like that Arnold's can be with 45. The bench starts with 135. You can start with just a 45 on it. So nothing big time. I don't eat great. I don't warm up great. But, you know, I also take my time. You know, I got all day. I don't got to work. Just chill. Just do it. I go to the gym, teach 2 classes a day. One at 12:30, one at 1:30, or one at 12:30 and 7:30. I got about 65 kid clients, 20 years old to 12. They roll in there and they do the little class. That's it.
With that strap, if you're not putting it on yourself, I gotta ask, so you can try to answer. So if a ref's putting the strap on, what can you do to get the strap to your advantage with somebody else putting the strap on?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. You can, right? Except you can understand where the middle is, right? And if I take my elbow and I put my elbow in the middle of the pad, naturally my hand's gonna be then pointed at his face or his chest, right? If I just take my elbow and put it right on the edge, just right there, he might try to back it up a little bit, but right away when he tightens it down, all of my hand is up in the strap. If I have the buckle, and I have my hand in the strap, I'm telling him to tighten the fuck out of it. When I don't have the buckle, every time he tightens it, I'm like, hey, whoa! Fuck, you trying to hurt my hand? Why do I want it to be a little looser? Because he's got the buckle, he's got a little bit of leverage. I need to move that thing a little bit. And then tighten it real tight, you can't move. So, it doesn't always work, but you'd be surprised how when you say ow, he won't keep pushing on it. And if I can just get a little bit, it makes me feel a little bit happier about me moving first. I've got great timing, guys. I'm telling you right now. If I fucking race the Usain Bolt, when they say go, I'm gonna jump out of this motherfucker and then lean in his lane. And he's gonna have hard trouble getting around me for the first 30 fucking feet. But he's so much faster than me, he could probably go all the way around. But imagine if he was just a little bit faster, and I got the jump and I leaned in his lane a little bit, I could cause a big problem, okay? So everything that I'm telling you is, my timing is so good that I can do all that stuff. Be careful that you're not getting caught going to your toes and the guy's spinning you, because you have bad timing, right? Some people do have bad timing, right? I do not. My shit is on point, fucking fantastic, right? Not in life, but in arm wrestling. Right? In life, it's fucking shaky. Very shaky, right? But in arm wrestling sense, fucking shit's on point. And I think it has a lot to do with ghost arm wrestling, but maybe it's just natural too, I'm not sure. Keep them coming. Y'all ready to spar then? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right, just get to a table, doesn't matter who you are. I'm gonna teach you what you should be doing in practice. You should start off right away, just wrist to wrist. All right, take the guy, wrist to wrist right here. When it's your turn, you work on running him, right? Then he runs you, right? When I say run, I mean you lock in, you go from elbow pad all the way to the pin pad, right? Wrist to wrist, you run him, he runs you, right? You're gonna start learning how to get super tight in there, right? Move that elbow forward and start running people sideways rather than trying to pin them, right? Exactly, just run it in this way. Don't try to worry about going down much. The next thing, listen, all you're gonna do, we should never get ugly. When they say go, we should both be in perfect form, and then he lets me drag him down, we come back up, and then he drags me down. Nice. Then it gets nice a little bit slower, and now we're just pulling, right? Listen, this is fine to do at practice. I think it's dumb to start like this and then try to retch on people, right? In other words, it's just unrealistic. You better get used to either slow pulling those tendons or letting him be the fucking chump and you going through your procedure on closing your thumb, closing your hand, go, right? You are not going to be able to do anything else unless you have a real referee here who is going to start you. That's a great thing to do in practice, is to really arm wrestle with goes. But you gotta have the referee on point, right? It can't be a go where one guy has everything, right? You should be fighting for it, right? Matter of fact, let me just pull everybody. Like, everybody pull what they want, but then for me, it's, let's go right over. Here, I actually leave it there and you come over here. I'll take it. Right, you need to make sure that you're getting taller. Because I see this from you a little bit. Instead of this shit. Thumb, close your hand, go! Yeah! Oh, God. Sure, he's gonna be stronger than that man with that red hair and shit. God damn, Ginger, I'm about happy. Good job. Next time, don't go far. I want to feel this. Because you didn't hit me as hard as you could. Plus a little bit on that. Because I was going to touch the pin, but you didn't go hard. Right, kid, go hard. Close your thumbs. Close your hand. Go. Yeah, buddy. That's good.
Where's your chain at?
I'm just daddy. I like it.
Just to like sort of talk.
All right, close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Nice. Go down, play hold. Like it. Close your thumb. That's it. Stay far away. Close your hand. Go. Yeah, buddy.
It always feels like there's a pop rate happening
Yeah.
down here. I'm like,
Strong right there. And he did a good job of like really trying to win. But he took everything. Play hold. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Oh shit. You got some strongest one on the damn team there. Yeah. Look at my face, man. Do I look like I think I'm We ready for left now, or
Yeah.
anybody else go right? You want it?
I'll go right.
Come on in here. set up. Don't touch me, right? You don't need the person, right? If you walk up and try to touch my hand, I know you don't know what the fuck you're doing. This is your spot. Right hand corner there, don't move. Perfect. Make me come to you, close your thumb. Perfect. Close your hand, rise on up, and go. Nice. That's good. That's good. Real good. Anybody else? That's play hold. Play hold. Thumb. There you go. Close the thumb. Close your hand. You didn't rise. Right? I don't listen. Even if you, I like that. Feels good. Just rise up to do it. Okay. Right? Every time. Because all you're doing is cocking the gun and getting ready to go. Because you know if you rise to your toes, the next thing that's going to happen is go. Okay. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Nice. Nice. That's good. That's good. Listen, way more explosion back towards that fucking mirror. Okay. Your body, every fucking thing. Play hold, those good feet. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Nice. Breathe. That's it. Let's go over here. So I don't have to use. Matter of fact, just take that off. Because I can't. All right, once again, right-handed. Let's go through it again. Set. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Nice, kid. That's it. Come on.
Short and stretches that.
Strong. You feel good. Close your thumb. Close your hand. All right, now listen. I know it's really good, but they definitely can't call that a curl. That shit is awesome, though. Because listen, if you could get that, you would just go this way. That'd be awesome. So just know it's going to be tough, right? And if you feel that way, it makes it even harder to invert your hand if you keep doing that, because you're not going to feel comfortable. But you really can make it better fist like that. Okay. All right. Close your hand. Go. Yeah, see how much further you were away from me? It's like before you were here, but you got so high outside, it's like I couldn't really get a hold of it. Dude, guys that are stronger than you are going to have trouble getting a hold of it before they get pinned, and they're going to be like, oh, you motherfucker, I'm so close. And they are. And you know what that should make you do? Cheat more and hit harder the next time, because they are fucking close. All right? I think I won, hopefully. I'm not gonna lie, you ready to come on. Good job, Stud. All right, now let me start to let y'all feel this thing a little bit of what it would feel like if I did my shit. Beautiful. Close your thumb. And then when he tells you to close your hand, rise in here, and then go, boom. You see what about me?
False start.
Right. 100%. That's why you
where that came from?
Dude, get me out of that never again. No, I want that, but that's like serious. I feel like I'm 2 hours.
There's nothing else.
Hey, be careful. Don't get your arm off on the sword again.
I ain't doing shit. I'm just going through the motions. I'm not gonna do it.
You got what the feel right
Big
now.
Travis Bagent.
So it's close your thumb. When I close my hand, right? When I close my hand, I rise and squeeze. And then there should be very weird shit going on here where he can't get in control. And then the go is just that hard explosion. Right? But I mean, I'm not playing, dude. It is exactly what I do. Every single time. Guys, don't wait on me. Somebody pull someone else. Just go through the procedure smooth. If you're the other person, let them win. Make sure there's one person on offense and one on defense.
Use this a lot.
Yeah. What's up?
We can do this and then this.
I can't hear you.
You grab it like this, or
I've been doing statics on the
Yeah,
side,
no
so
problem.
I hold it like so that my hands are straight.
or like this.
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing, man.
Hey, listen, I'm in the middle of this thing. I gotta get done, and I'll hit you back. All right, love you. He's strong. I'm up on strategy. Is he the strongest one at y'all's practice? Somebody beat him in practice, who beats him?
I'm never training with these guys.
Oh, okay. Hey, don't fuck with him, guys. Let's y'all know that big motherfucker is up on my ass. Just a second ago. All right, Paul, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Yep.
Just do I go upstairs or I have one downstairs?
Upstairs.
Upstairs.
I'm just gonna go through all the motions, go slow, okay? I'll put pressure on thumbs, touch your hands.
Pressure
when I lift,
right now, it's just
I feel great.
You all can learn that you have time to go over that.
right there.
You have a rep, right?
As soon as I go to start,
So I can just kind of go down.
Yeah.
You tie it, you get yours. I want to see if that goes down. And then I'm gonna have Travis do
My
this.
hand.
So you're saying
When I'm there,
you would have no chance with
You go along and even try
You'll see it, like,
hurting
you're
your wrist, it's pulling you. He's pulling you
You'll
with
see
that
it.
full arm.
Yes.
I'm gonna make
It's
it
like cutting down on your circulation.
because some of them, they might not
It's
make
like
it very far.
bro. It's just like if
You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna start with that spot.
Yeah, that's the shot.
When he does,
Right.
he's
That way, when he comes in, that's hard to practice. But that he's gonna move you down, and hopefully, like right now, you have a very distinct advantage. Because you're so much higher than he is. And it's hard for referees to say
I
that.
have the button.
So if I don't like it, and I feel like he puts my hand lower than the other guy, take my fucking hand out, I'm backing away, and you have to do that again. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they get tired of fucking with you after a while.
Seriously.
Go,
I gotta
the
get
fucking
you
grip. Say go. The only time I'm saying that is when I'm in a bad spot.
Something
You
low
know
carb, you know what I'm
what
saying?
I mean? I'm where I want to be. Say
You're
fucking
on.
go. It's not. I feel
Bro,
like
in that league, dog. And we're not
Hercules and God just came through my head. I know that right now, he said Joe, this guy's
now.
You're ready.
yeah. Like a lot of it with the referees.
Yeah. Just to trigger it up forward. Yeah, that's it. Hell yeah. That was terrible. That feels terrible.
Yeah.
So if we start, yeah.
So awkward.
Even if I run it. Yeah, it's that pressure right there.
The other thing's awkward.
Because you feel connected with both of these, right? This is just
Once you learn to talk,
bringing
There
it
you
down.
go.
So that's what I was going to ask him to talk
So
to.
the later you get it, the more vicious.
When you're in this problem, so I'm trying to help me through, or you want to I want to get it through. So, well, yeah, we're going.
Yeah, it's like you can't do that, bro. That's good. That's really
Come
good.
up, you're going this way. Are you trying to do this? None of that shit.
you're pulling this strap this way.
Yeah.
Literally, the only man I'm thinking about running this strap right here is trying to go a split second before he says go, and I'm literally throwing a fucking right punch this one. And I'm not worried about you.
Really?
And yes, now we're connected.
We need some chalk.
This one.
I need some chalk over here, bro.
You see what I'm saying? It's everything, and if you catch it, you catch it.
Yeah.
But
Just a lot of I'm swimming.
it's literally like for me, right to my right shoulder.
Chalk's right here, guys. Help yourself.
And that breath in, so that's how I ride. I use the breath.
I don't know, keep my feet this way.
It feels good when you get right. When you get it perfect, like when it's close your thumbs, close your hands.
surprise yourself.
Well, the thing is, you're catching this guy before he's really nice. So,
Yeah, it's all about that timing. Let's switch over chance. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we'll go through the motions on your strap.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah.
Listen, when he goes, make sure the hand and the elbow at the same time.
Just right, just to say
Together
it is.
instead of just this.
Oh, it's right.
wait, what? Right now, it might be right.
Yeah,
Nobody
all
else.
that from pulling.
I felt it since
Yeah,
the
you don't
beginning.
do that. Yeah, you don't. You want, listen,
Right.
once you use that side pressure, there's no arm wrestling that day. Right? That's the last thing you do, because after you do that enough, you're gonna be shit here.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's gonna open right up.
Yeah.
you show me strapping them up?
Yeah, feel that strap.
As long as there's only 7 foot down. I'm not sure if you experienced this type of strength this week. So I'm just going to let you know it's not going to be easy for you.
What, you live in Oregon too?
Yeah, Sean and I, Nick.
Who did you pull? Just say, who'd you pull? Yeah, I was thinking about this. Fucking video.
Classic. We filmed that on our way down there. He's still got the samples.
Krog and McGaw, bro. That's what we do, the concept of chaos. So how many times a month should we be doing practice, like table time?
I mean, as soon as my attendance wasn't gonna break, I wouldn't go to practice that much. That's just me personally, but I went to practice for 5 years every fucking day.
Okay.
So, but I think that there is a level where you're not gonna get hurt anymore, and then you just need to train.
Right.
Because the more you're around those people, nothing's gonna change.
Like you're absorbing their.
And I tell you the truth, right? People's worst enemy is their fucking training partner. Even though no one wants to admit it and when act like it's all fun.
Well, yeah.
You hate so much that not only can the person beat you, but everyone knows it.
Right.
Which is fucked up.
Like Kevin Bongard and John Brzezinski being in that guy's casted shadow.
The only good thing is though, because of John Brzezinski, Kevin Bongard is who he is.
Phenomenal.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
And but I just know that if Kevin's goal was to beat John, you don't want to go there every week.
Sure.
Stay the fuck away from the guy you're close to and that you want to beat, right?
Right.
Coach your number. And then when I say coach my hand, remember all I'm doing is inverting and squeezing. Ooh. Right?
Yeah.
Inverting and squeezing. Now usually you wouldn't try to invert and squeeze, you would try to wrap around me. So that's what it's really funny for.
That's when it works, eh?
Right, they're trying to wrap, but there's just too much of the thing.
You can't
and
grab.
it just shows me their fingertips by them not being able to do it. It's just so easy to open. So I'm doing that to Cody Merritt. I'm just smashing it. He can't even get a grip. He's fucking confused. Bob Brown yells down, Cody, just grab his fucking thumb. And Cody grabbed my thumb, and I still won, but I'm telling you right now, I didn't say nothing, but it was different. Because Bob ain't no dummy, right? Now, not that Bob only said that because he knew he could not rap. But really, what Bob said should be the only thing Bob ever says to not only himself, but everybody. Close your thumb. Close your hand. See, that's me trying to rap.
Oh, yeah.
Go. Yeah, nah, that's fucking cool.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Stand up. You have no side pressure down.
He's my girlfriend, man. Watch out.
Don't fight it, man. Don't fight it. Fight it harder. Don't fight it. Don't you gotta work tomorrow, man? So that is tough, trying to wrap around someone who squeezed your hand. So the remedy is to squeeze back. Close your thumb, close your hand, go. Yeah. That's it. Whew. That's how she works. I'm sure with Reg, then it's a little tougher.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know, I had a hard time with was the other kid before
Oleg.
Oleg.
Yeah, he's the real deal, right?
I was killing Oleg, but right 1 inch behind my face, I was like, but I didn't let him know. Oleg thinks I'm the greatest artist ever lived because of the expression I was putting on my face, as opposed to it was really going on. Are you good lefty too?
Yeah,
I'm better lefty or righty?
Probably better righty.
Good to know. Good to know. Alright. So I'm gonna show you what it feels like when I do what I've been telling you. So close your hand, go.
This is the same reaction.
Something different.
Close your thumb, close your hand, go. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. It is.
Man, that's insane. The difference. Yeah.
And listen, man, don't do that to your little brother, because you don't need to. Right? Just save it for the guy that you're fucking ready for, baby. And listen, when you try to show people this and you're not in the set grip, it's really hard to pick when to squeeze and rise. Because if you don't squeeze and rise, it's not gonna work. The easiest way to squeeze and rise is when you know the procedure. So if you dumbass tries to show someone this without the set grip, they're gonna, that don't work. And then you're gonna fucking, I thought I explained it like that. No, go get the fucking tape, not your YouTube channel, go get the private tape, work it out. Close your thumb, close your hand, go. Relax, relax. The whisper. Sit. Yeah, there we go. Gotta get him back down there.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Who else want to feel his left?
Oh, you turned the hat over.
Yeah. Shit, he went over the top.
He went over the top, bro.
Did y'all pull both hands? Or?
Yeah, no, we just pulled right there.
You pull left? Are you
No,
pulling?
no, we did both.
Are you gonna pull left like competitive?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's the-
Oh, it's my birthday. It's awesome. There's a lot of
So you're gonna be at Oregon State?
I'm not. Oregon. Who is that? Is that Jody?
It's,
Who
Denise,
runs it?
Denise and Leonard and John.
Oh my God, I hate Leonard and Denise. God, they actually hate me. I really don't hate them. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Yeah. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go.
We're getting a picture.
Ain't no dummy.
I'll send you some pictures.
I got a bunch.
Can we just slow pull it instead of go through the motions?
We'll go through the motions and slow pull.
Please.
I got about 14 credits.
That he's got.
Oh, he's good.
I got so many pictures.
7,000 pictures.
$5
$5 a picture.
I've been doing this since.
If we print it, right?
You snap it.
Yeah, it's like,
Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go! Nice. Yeah. No wonder Matt drug his thing down like that. Matt Craig whipped my man.
I was trying to slap well, the arm was already. It was already messed up anyway.
Questions, guys, eat me up. You only got about 20 more minutes. Let me have them. Let me have them. Or just tell me, like, Travis, you're the man.
Travis, you're the man.
Now listen, man, you come to these seminars, a lot of times you're expecting, God's not going to be that good. And what he's talking about usually when people sound like dumbasses. So listen, if I see you guys 6 months from now and you can't remember any fucking thing that I told you, that's going to hurt. All right? I mean, we learned just a couple things. It should not be that hard for you guys to make this work.
See you back. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna release my real quick.
You have to ride. Or you have to-
I'm about to leave.
I'm saying you're taking a car.
Yeah, I got you. Meet you there.
Well, listen, just don't be, don't be in the room. We got people over there. Get
Right
your
now?
girl, get your girl and get the fuck out of there. Don't be coming in the room. Keep the room clean. Keep the room clean. Disgusting. Going to the room. What the fuck you going to the room for?
I know, that's how I meet
I gotta sleep in the room.
yeah, we can go left hand.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna go left hand?
No, you go ahead. You can. But you want to? Who want? Oh yeah, I'll arm wrestle. You want to go left?
Yeah, let's do
I'll
it.
do your right hand.
My right hand? I'll do any hand with anybody. It's not mid. I just have a question as we're kind of set up. So when we're thumbs are closed or feet are set.
Well, here's the thing. You should be here though.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
Always there. Right then you're sticking up. Now sometimes you're gonna be like this, and the guy's gonna make you come down. That's fine. If you come back, everything goes back. Perfect. Gotcha. Close your thumb. Now, what's your question?
My question is, when we go up on our toes here,
Yeah.
are we treating it exactly like pulling ourselves up with our hand? Like we're doing that?
Yes, I would pull that fist up through his hand.
How many fucking times
Right?
did I say that there?
You got that right? Because that's important, right? Because if you try to push it down on his hand to climb up, that's not it. That's covering him. You're taking that fist and driving it through his
not
hand.
pushing down on his hand.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. Okay,
Right. Because if you push, you can push down, but you're pushing down on his thumb and your fist. You're not pushing down on his hand. Because to that, you would have to cross, cover it. Close your thumb. Close your hand. Yes. And go. Run it. Make sure that fucking thing runs so far back. Immediately. Flail. The scarier you are, the more you separate your wrist as you do it. You got it? Close your thumb. Close your hand. Go. Yes, that's it. Listen, if you get caught a foul after you pin him, smack yourself on the back. Because that means you're a bad motherfucker, right? Because you're trying to win, right? And you're scared to sacrifice, right? Because if your elbow stays on the pad, there's an angle for him to come back. If your elbow is here, he cannot come back, right? The match is getting stopped, and you are going to restart the match with one foul, which is way better than stopping here and then him pull it all the way back to the win. Because at least with the new restart, you get another punch at it. Let me tell you something else too. When you false start and punch somebody open, they only got a couple of those punches before that bitch is opening, right? And everybody's arm, after it opens once, it opens up a little easier. Like Michael Ty. When I pull Michael Ty, I always open that bitch up before go, whether he likes it or not. So the motherfucker say ready, I might bang that bitch, right? Just to make sure that it opens. And make sure that he knows that, yeah, motherfucker, I'm here, right? I'm not here. I'm here to open this motherfucker all the way up, like it's on. And then he'll pay you back too. You notice sometimes I get a vest as soon as he touches me, boom! He's just paying me back from years of me false starting. Years of it, and I get it. I don't get too mad. Yes. So yeah, just follow it. Listen, don't follow this program if it doesn't work for you, but follow a program. One that's short and easy for you to get better at, instead of the variety of arm wrestling as a broad fucking trying to tricep press, trying to push, trying to loose. I mean, fuck. Are you kidding me? You can't do all that stuff, man. It's just too much information. At least for me, it is.
This is all focused on top roll, or is there a way to set up in the same way and to go into a hook?
100%, right? It wouldn't matter which direction, right?
Okay.
If you go to your toes and move your elbow away from your body and go into your move, you are going to aggressively slide into it rather than a complete stop and go, right? So that's all we're doing. We're just doing that little ease, like it's like you see the yellow light on the cross light, so you can tell yours is about to turn green because that's about to turn red, right? And you can start to time it a little bit. Timing that situation is the same as timing your movement being different and adding up to the same moment that he's gonna let you guys go, right? That's what we would want for, right? Right when I'm ready to hit, he says go. And I'm not there ready to hit, so the guy's getting the information about where I'm at. He just got the information of where I'm at. And then the next thing, he's got to defend it. He doesn't have time to let it sit in his brain for seconds and adjust. As soon as he feels the disconnection slightly, the next thing is go, which is a fucked up position to be in for him. At least I find it is for him.
Can I feel your setup in the strap?
Of course.
What were you being specific? Were you saying you're pulling your elbow into the pad?
No, what I was asking is, if when you rise up and you close your hand, with the rise, is it more of actually moving your hand up, or is it pulling down on them like you're doing a pull-up?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, are you pulling down your hand to bring your body up? So he said you're not really pulling down for his hand so much as you're putting your fist really hard, and then that's holding it, right? Just like it's there. So you're not treating it like a pull-up.
on
You're
my
just putting
hand,
yourself in a spot
and
where
then I'm leaning towards them a little bit to
it's
take the
gonna feel
pressure
like
off.
that because
So they've got pressure if I
so
try to go
used
this
to
way.
just holding
But
that
when I
spot,
rise up and I take
right?
some pressure
That's what I
off
got
towards them,
from
there's
it. So
nothing there now.
So my yeah,
And then
my
now
question was, are you
that's
to
interesting. Yeah.
where if I go like this, almost
no, you're just doing the same.
that pressure.
Yeah, I know, I feel it both here.
Right, but if I tell you to close your hand, you're leaning
Right,
this,
that's the same
right,
question.
to go this way or that way. But if I sneak up here,
I'm not.
now you have nothing unless you move your body. And now I can fire.
Yeah, okay.
Like this perfect fucking little blend.
But yeah, so
Me setting up
yeah,
to take pressure off right before I can add
Yeah,
that.
it's so bizarre. You pull it away.
And it's not really I'm pulling away, it's just I've got this pressure, and by me leaning my body up there, it takes the pressure off. Right, and they're expecting the pressure to open them up.
You keep this switch.
No, we're just
Because they're ready for any of this. But when it all of a sudden comes towards them, they need to reach the possession of their feet. You know, so it makes it a little soft.
Yeah, that's
Right at the moment of impact.
Now this is a weird question. Everybody's supposed to be stronger here. I'm stronger up here. I'm working on this. I'm trying to build it.
Yeah, and the way to work on it, right, is to exaggerate it like crazy. So when you're here, so then when you're here, you're not even comfortable, you keep on wanting to come. Right? Because that's what we want, right? If we just walk around like this, and our hand would never leave here, we could never lose. Right? Even here, but here would be even better. Because we would be fucking crossed in there a little bit.
So just work on this. I'm not achieving that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like super strong.
That's a lot of people. A lot of people are strong right before they lose, and it's a terrible place. You'd rather be strong than stop. The guy has no chance of winning.
Yeah.
Is there ever a situation where you start, like so over there, I got you, doing that shit.
Right.
That's the wrong way to go, right?
No, it's not the wrong way to go if you're stronger than the guy in there. I just know the ref ain't gonna let you start like that in a set grip.
Yeah.
Right? They ain't gonna let you start like that in the regular grip, but at least then they'll tell you to roll out and then say go. But in the set grip, as soon as you come in there, it's gonna be a foul. Immediately.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
But you want a guy can see you like naturally ready to go in that motherfucker, right? Yeah. I understand. Have you been in tournaments?
Yeah.
Have they been upset about your curling?
Yeah.
Especially your opponent's like, Jesus fucking Christ, can you turn it? I always do that too. When a person does that, when they come in there like you do, all I do is invert my hand and kind of put them on this shelf right here. It's almost like a tray, right? If I put that tray on my hand, I can carry it. If that tray touches my wrist, it's tipping, right? So when this guy tries that little wrist curl, I put him in this tray, right? And although he thinks he's happy, if he turns and gets straight at any point, he's fucked. Right? So that's something there you can think about too. That always works for me, right? I get the tray and I just cup it in there and squeeze his thumb, and I'm not in a great spot unless the referee or somebody helps me get him back up. And once they do,
You're curled in already.
I don't even really curl it in. It's just I'm completely out on his hand.
Yep.
It's bad.
You were set up.
So yeah, don't be afraid. If they want to curl in and hog you, just reach on over there and invert your hand and make sure that their entire hand is up in your hand. And then as soon as you start back up and they get, you're gonna like it.
Can I try that?
Yeah. Remember, you gotta get this right here, it's gotta back up right into my hand. Now just put that finger right there and relax. Just wait for me to straighten up. Oh. Like this. And the thing is, he's not gonna start, but at least you teach the motherfucker you ain't no fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
You gonna try to fucking hog on me? All right, well, hog on this, bitch.
Show me that as well.
So here, you know, you got this guy that wants to carve in on you all the time, right? So you just back your hand up and make sure that his hand is in yours, right? Now, when you straighten up, you should kind of like it.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
Exactly. Right? Which is way better than hogging it and you just coming on in here too. Now when we straighten up, we're still in the hook. You know what I mean? This is good for both of us. Well, really, if I'm a hooker, I'm probably gonna like this grip. Right? But the fact is that if you backed up and got me in your hand, now they say go, you're ready to wind out on that bitch. Yeah. But the fact is all that shit's, none of that's gonna work if you're smart enough to just get in the set grip. The easiest set grip to get in is when the guy's trying to hog. Because now he's not cooperating either. The problem you got is when the guy is perfectly ready. and just waiting, and you still got a bullshit because you want the set grip because his fucking hand's too strong, and you don't want him to turn in and get a grip. You want him to keep his wrist straight and close his hand. People aren't as strong. Their grip is not as strong here as it is when they do this. You all know that, right? That's what we're eliminating in the set grip. You can't turn in and get your grip and turn out. You've got to just close your hand.
Think we can do a thing on pictures, just everybody.
Let's do it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, let's do it. Can we do a, let's do a big picture too.
And all that, yeah.
Absolutely. Do a group one, and then we'll do the whatever individual stuff too. Man, I'm sweating like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Somebody got you nervous?
I don't know. It feels like it. I don't know. I'm sweating bad. It's from pulling all the things.
Yeah, you've been working.
How long are you guys staying here?
I'm out in the morning. I leave at like 8, but I think if we're
that needs to-
and sideways.
We're gonna have to move the team.
What about the tripod?
Yeah, there you go.
No, I feel great actually.
Good.
I'm excited. That was all purpose.
Little something different, right? Like, if not, everybody thinks you just got to do a whole bunch of bicep curls, but
We started training with a guy who's local out of here out of Napa that pulled you with you at the Fairview tournament. And everything that you showed us today,
you've been on that?
you've been on that for a minute, except for all these extra little pieces that come from you, like you said.
Well, just little key words, right? Yeah, anything to draw reference, right?
Tim Ford, well, no, you see, he's watching YouTube and he felt you once and then goes, by the way, come chest this out, boys. Well, now we understand it from Big Pop.
Yeah.
Instead of fucking, now that's
Listen, what you might find out is
Now
what
he's
someone's
supposed
trying to do to you,
Wanna say yours first?
which is good to know too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to fucking put
Okay, we're gonna do my first two, and that's a pussy, by the way. That dude's a pussy. Fucking huge.
For a long time.
Dude, how smooth is this logo at the table?
It's sick.
Beast.
Especially when he told me how he
Did he
got
tell you
it.
how he got you?
Yeah, it was a 5-finger discount
Hey,
up
did we
here.
ride by there today when it said Travis something?
No.
Oh, did you see that?
Oh yeah, you know what? It is that exit. Yeah,
It is?
You get down there.
Because I went up there to run a tournament and everything is Travis.
Travis Air Force Base.
Yeah, so
yeah,
then
yeah,
it's,
it is, yeah.
right. So then it's like Travis fucking grocery store, Travis fucking automotive place, Travis everything. I'm like,
How many pictures did you take?
you gotta fucking get me. This is like I'm in a fucking.
You were in Fairfield.
Oh,
Dude. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Well,
bro.
man, I appreciate you. You know, listen, for real, I appreciate the shit out of everybody for coming here. I know that's a fucking thing that you drive all this way, you have no idea what you guys
For him, for him, we would go for the world.
I got
Cup.
you. Now listen, my email is travisbagent1@gmail. The fact of the matter is, whatever you guys want, I'm an open source. I'm telling you right now. You might not love the answer,
Hell yeah.
right? Because the answer might be like, oh, they're not
Don't be a pussy.
They're not-
Remember that pussy
Yeah,
topic?
that's
Revert
a
back to
typical
that
answer,
one, bro.
yeah.
That's a great one, Dad.
Well, are
You
you?
know what? Like,
Soundbite it, bro.
and just like in your own like thing, you'd be like, yep, I was straight pussy that day.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like I did not go as hard as I could have because I was a pussy.
No, I don't even
Like
want to
that
go. I don't
overthinking
even want to
it,
go
too.
work with anybody else right now because I gotta tell you, I don't even want to go over practice. I don't want to lose any of this. I just want to stay on this shit right now. That's it. That's it. Just stay.
And listen, don't think that other things aren't valuable. I'm not telling you that.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you what's weird is for some person to tell you how to arm wrestle instead of telling you how they arm wrestle. Because telling you how to arm wrestle is interesting. Because we're not built the same. Like when I stand here, you can't stand like me. If you did, if your feet were as wide as mine, you'd need the riser or things like that, right? Forearm height. I was telling him one time, I'm like, dude, you got to get over here. But the fact is his arm is extended all the way, and he's not all the way over there. So Barry Hirsch used to try to tell me that real arm wrestling, if you're on point, when you're arm wrestling right-handed, your right leg should go in the air as you win. And I'm like, oh shit. So I tried it, I kept trying it, and the fact is Barry, you're 3 inches shorter than me. So your leg fits right here and your elbow fits on the pad. I gotta put my leg like this to get my elbow to hit the pad. So I'm not in exactly the same. This is a whole different motion than this. So it's just like, I just couldn't get it. So I stopped. Now I'm telling you right now, Barry Hurst is a fucking genius.
Right.
And he showed me a lot of how to arm wrestle, and it's awesome. But the fact is, the matter is, I could not do exactly what he wanted because we are not the same height.
Flipper zip,
I couldn't. And listen, I'm telling you right now, the bitch is like, and you like, what the fuck? 150-pound guy who's amazing. But it just wasn't for me. Right?
Can you take a picture?
Yeah.
There we go, guys.
I'm gonna do one this way. One sideways.
Don't smile at me.
Don't smile. Why would he even look at you, bro? That's fucking gross. You got some weird shit going on in your head, Paulie. Okay, hold on, one more.
Say this for my elbow.
Strap.
That's a whole other shit that I ain't
Don't be a
used to.
pussy. Oh, yeah. You have a
Thank you, man. Thanks for doing this.
No problem, guys.
No, we appreciate it.
Travis Bagent 1 at Gmail. You let me know I'm in.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
awesome.
Man, thanks for filming.
Of course, yeah.
Dude, I'd love to have a cool copy of that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how much you'll charge to like do a really cool edit, but just think about
really cool.
I don't know, something that you're not giving them. A little something. You know, you ever watch Gary Roberts when he switches screens? Pow, slow motion.
some production value.
Right? Don't be a I asked you, I don't know.
As you point to
Years old, leg injuries,
6 foot tall, they walker at 150 pounds. I'm amazing.